does get this award or the medal thing.
And it's Saturday night, and that means it is time for Mythic Dungeon League. How's everyone doing tonight? My name is Frank the Tank, aka Dracker, and I'm joined here with Garen and Scrap. How you guys doing tonight? Garen, how you doing?
It's been a very fun weekend. Got a lot of stuff done this weekend, and just ready to relax for the rest of it. How are you guys?
I've heard you've been working your butt off trying to, make that paper.
It's been busy.
Yeah, we're gonna play Classic after this, maybe.
And Scrap, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Just chilling, excited for this race. It's gonna be the last race of the season. And we have some fun stuff lined up.
Yep. It's funny you say that because we do have a little housekeeping to do, but I think we should call out this is the end of season 1 of the Mythic Dungeon League, which is important because a couple reasons. One, we have a DKP finalist two finalists that are going head to head tonight, which will be a part of our race. And we also have a little bit of a surprise as a season 1, maybe let's call it not cliffhanger, but surprise ending. And then on top of that, 9.1 comes out on Tuesday, and I'm sure everyone's excited about that. We have a new affix. We have a new Mega Dungeon, albeit not a Mythic Plus one. We will probably see it in some of our competitions, I'm sure. And then, of course, for the first time ever, we're going to also stream some raids as we collectively go into Sanctum of Domination and try to take out Sylvanas. So pretty exciting times, right?
I think that's gonna be kind of a nightmare, but
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so before we start, I do want to just call out one more time that we do have a new website, mythicdungeonleague.com, where we are, trying to make sure that we get everyone there to sign up for any of our events, also sign up for, merch. We also have little bios that we're going to be building for all our players. And then, of course, if you want to join our Discord or our Twitch, any of those links will be also available on the website. Actually, before we go on any further and introduce our teams, I do want to do a quick DKP update because this is kind of a big one for us, right? This is the season 1 DKP update. Dev and Silreux are leading at 9 DKP total. We have Shawnee Boar who is at 7, but I don't think it's going to be enough this week to catch up to the other two. So tonight's showdown is really between Dev and Silreux. And so what we've done is we've put them in control of their teams. We had people sign up that would be willing to run alongside them, and they've drafted those teams. And that's what we've got going for tonight. So it's Team Sneaky Little Silreux versus Team Dev the Destroyer. What do you guys think of this matchup tonight?
I'm actually really happy for this. Not for so much the teams. I don't want to start on that yet. I want to call out that both of these individuals did not start this league with us. They actually came in, I would say, midway through. So it's awesome that they were able to come in and build up the DKP to end up at this point. It just kind of shows that as long as you're attending and coming to our events, that you stand a chance. But overall, both teams are pretty capable. I kind of had just a rundown of the roster. We've got Mighty Midget back. I'm excited to see her pet do all the work and start killing mobs. And everybody else is really good. So it should be a solid run.
What about you, Scrap?
I love to see that the teams got really mixed up. We had Dev and Silreux actually draft their teams, and they've run with pretty much everybody who was available on the draft. So it was interesting to see who they picked. Is it because that's their friend that they like running with, or because they've seen them do really well in a dungeon? Who could say? I think the teams are pretty evenly matched, but it's kind of, again, we see such a mixed bag all the time. So who knows how it'll play out.
Well, and I've got some people in the chat right now saying that they would love to see that draft live. That is something we hope to bring to the stream down the road. It's just as we juggle a lot of things, getting the stream ready, sometimes it's a little too
I'll say
chaotic.
This one's a little bit messy because we still have to line up keys, but hopefully next season it'll be a little easier to line up keys because there's going to be a mechanic that will help us kind of exchange keys. We did do a draft live the one time, one of our earlier episodes, and it was a lot of fun. So I hope we can do that again too.
To be fair, it was fun, but one of the issues there was that unfortunately sometimes people have big mouths and they speak up and kind of give strategies away, which ruined the whole thing. So
I forgot about that.
I'm glad we did this on just a team level. I have been out of it today, so I wasn't able to really fill in to give some expert commentating on why they picked who, or maybe who they should pick. So I didn't ruin anything this time. The teams are completely up to them. So good luck, guys. If you fell, it's on you.
Just an almost final thought. I will say that Mighty Midget was one of the first people drafted this time, and I'm wondering if they were thinking about that heroism.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and bring the two team captains in just for a quick soundbite, and then we'll get started. We are starting with Spires of Ascension tonight. But let's go on and pull, and I don't know if they're ready for me to do this, but I'm pulling Silreux in. Silreux, I see your mic's muted, but I just want to talk to you for a second. Are able to do that?
I know he's on a laptop.
Yeah, I know you're on your laptop. We just wanted to get a quick soundbite from you. You are a leader in DKP. What do you think about tonight's competition? Do you think you're going to walk away the prize winner?
I sure hope so.
Very cool. And then we're also going to bring Dev in here. And Dev, you are also tied for the lead right now in DKP. Silreux's feeling pretty confident. How are you feeling about your chances tonight?
Pretty good.
Very cool. Very cool. Well,
Yeah.
I got to give you guys both credit, right? Because we've had a lot of names pop up, you know, and especially when they form, let's call competitions or rivalries with Garen, that you guys have been unsung top performers, able to win almost every game you play. So I'm very interested to see how this all goes out.
Same here.
Yep. Now, that being said, I don't believe you guys are the key holders, right? I believe it's, was it Shawnee and Crazy K, right? So we're going to bring them in here. You guys,
Okay.
I'm putting you back
No,
in
no,
the
no.
groups.
Hold on. Wait.
Oh.
No.
He wants to say a few words.
We're not doing this again. We keep doing this where we put teams against each other, and they are just as polite as could be to each other. They don't have much to say. Guys, this is huge. This is for a microphone. This is for the
Inaugural prize.
This is for the first place ribbon. This is the big one. Everybody wants this. I've had so many replies to my mailings that saying we want the good one, and this is it. It's up to you guys. And not only that, you guys were on my winning team on Trivia Week, so be against each other. Let all the anger out and give it all you have. I want to hear some good trash talking tonight.
I don't have to have anger when you know you're just gonna win. So
Whoa.
There we go.
I
There
mean,
we go.
he's got a pretty good advantage. I'm playing on 4 megabytes a second and on a laptop. So
The scrap claw special already bringing in the excuses. So
basically,
good for you.
if I win, that's pretty sad.
Okay, Dev, you hear it. You should have the upper hand then.
I got
Dev's from Indiana, so I want him to win.
I got 45.
Yeah,
FPS.
that's my pick.
I guess I'll pick
Okay.
Silreux then for the
Yeah.
underdog.
I'm picking Silreux
Let's
for that.
go.
No offense, Dev, but I would love to hear the story of how someone beat you on 4 megs a second.
it's good. It
And
could be
45
possible.
FPS sitting
It's
still.
called a team carry.
All right. Well, we're
That's
gonna
what I'm
get you.
hoping for.
We're gonna get you back into your group so you
Good luck,
guys can
man.
pump up the team, and then we're gonna bring the key holders in here. Are you guys ready to go though? No other concerns.
Nope, ready
Cool.
to go.
All right, I'm putting you guys back in your group, and we are going to bring Shawnee, and we're going to bring Crazy K. Shawnee, Crazy, you guys can hear me all right?
Yeah.
All right. Is your teams ready? Because you guys are the key holders. You will be the ones putting the key into the rock or whatever it's called. Are you guys? Everyone on the team's ready? Crazy, you ready?
Well, I mean, we're trying to decide something important though right now.
Oh well, you only got a couple
I just
seconds
like-
because we're about to start.
I'd like to say hi to Crazy. I don't think I've met them, and best of luck.
Thanks,
Dude,
hi.
no. Dude, no. No.
Garen's trying to have a bloodbath.
You know,
I-
if Garen wants a bloodbath, he'll see it next week when I destroy him.
Yes.
Okay, let's save that teaser
Yeah,
for later.
we'll
Are you
save-
about ready, Crazy? No?
Yeah,
Cra-
our team says ready.
Crazy, you ready?
Good luck, buddy.
And Crazy, by the way, for those of you who don't know, Crazy actually is, as I think we've gone as far back as Burning Crusade playing WoW together.
That's a
Oh.
sad
Oh.
story.
Yeah.
That's where we were asking where Crazy was from, and I'm like, I don't know.
She was, I believe, and maybe not a part of my guild directly, but she definitely raided with us. And you know, every expansion, I feel like we just bump into each other and go, "Hey, you want to run M keys? Yeah, okay." All right,
Well, it's
everyone ready
super
on,
nice to meet
on
you.
Team
Best of
Sneaky
luck.
Silreux? And Shawnee is, I think you're on Dev's team, right? You're on Dev's.
Yes, buddy.
All right,
We're good to go.
Crazy, put your key in the pillar. Shawnee, put your key into the pillar.
Yep, it's in there.
Garen, I'll let you have the honors of counting down. Remember, we when we hear 0, we hit start. Okay, so it's all yours, Garen.
Okay.
All right, teams. Unfortunately, I do have to have some professionalism here. So good luck to both teams. Have fun. Get some loot that won't matter in a couple days. We're gonna get this activated in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Perfect timing. Look at that.
All right, here we go. So as we said, we are starting with
Oh,
Spires.
why are we in Spires?
We are starting with Spires of Ascension. I'm gonna go and pull up Silreux's stream here because I am curious to see how things go. Now, granted, we did have the tank chosen here first. Silreux won the coin toss in the draft. Is that right, Scrap?
Yeah, so Silreux got the pick of the tank, and that means that Dev had most of the control over the DPS. So yeah, I have no idea. I mean, I've hardly had a chance to look at some of these players and really think about who's got the upper hand there. But I guess we're gonna see it prove out right now.
Yep.
Well, let's take a look here. I mean, we have Sarah tanking and Lithian tanking.
Yeah.
Now hold on a second. Last
No,
week,
no. I'm gonna be fair.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be fair when I say this. Sarah has the experience advantage when it comes to these keys.
Yes.
That's all I'm gonna add to that. Lithian has the potential. He's just got to live up to it. I hope
Yeah,
he
I'm
does that this
actually
week.
curious because I know that Sarah has her route locked down for Spires of Ascension. She actually took the route from you, Frank.
Yep.
And she does not veer off from it. Like she knows exactly what she's doing all the time. I don't think I've actually run Spires with Lithian as a tank, so I have no idea what kind of route we're going to be seeing, or if somebody gave him a route, or if he had one on lockdown.
Well, and before we switch over to the other team, I do want to call out that Flux has, I think, gotten interrupted with quaking.
Quaking.
Yeah. Now at least he got one right, but he has gotten hit a couple times. We're now going to listen in on Team Lithium. Now I think they are slightly ahead in the polls, but granted, I actually have people in chat telling us that this is a 12 and you should be pulling everything and lusting like crazy.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that pans out for these teams.
Yeah, we start out with some 12s. You know, not too low, but oh, I see some health bars going down.
Yeah, I'll call that out. Mary, of course, is running 18s and something. still a second placer, but these teams aren't going to do that because they don't. Again, Lithian doesn't have the experience. You can't take these risks when everything is on the line. Play it safe. They have nothing to lose here. These are two teams that are they've never teamed with each other before for the most part. They're still got to get used to each other. And who knows where they're at with comfort levels on 12.
Yeah.
Some of them might still be doing like 8s or making alts and starting over at 0s. So we'll just see how it goes.
I still say, why not? You know, lust everything. It's a very fun pull if you do it right.
Yeah.
And so let's talk about the affixes this week. So the affixes this week, I believe, are Fortified, Quaking, and Sanguine. Is that right?
Yeah.
Was this week Tyrannical or?
I'm pretty sure
I
it's
thought
Fortified.
this week was. Oh,
Yeah,
I thought last week
Fortified.
was Fortified.
Nope, it's Fortified this week, and we're definitely getting a full showing of Quaking if we're looking over at Silreux's team, because poor Flux just keeps getting stood on in every case.
Well, so yeah, it is Fortified week, and honestly, this pull right here that Lithian and team are doing are usually probably one of the most chaotic. Now, I'm actually looking at, I think this is Mighty's stream. Is this right? Or is this? Oh, Senior Pickle just went down on their team.
Oh my gosh.
Possibly because of Quaking, but I don't think so. He's running back.
Oh, we lose a hunter too.
Did we?
I see somebody else there.
Nope. Senior's dead again? What happened?
Oh, it was Senior again. Oh gosh.
Oh well, okay.
I hope Senior's been talking. He's getting really comfortable with this lately, and that's good to see. You want to see everybody, branch out and stop being so quiet. He's been heated lately. He's got a lot to prove for
A
some
little
reason.
spicy.
So watching him be the
no.
first death twice, I'm a little disappointed in the man.
this
but
is
he'll
really-
get there.
They definitely
this is
are.
really rough.
They definitely are at an advantage on pulls. However, this is a very rough pull that they've put themselves into because
Yep.
the I can't remember the name of this mob, but it's the one that always casts. And if it sits in
Ugh.
Sanguine, you're in trouble.
Yeah, this is
luckily-
gonna be really hard with Sanguine because there's a lot of mobs that just want to sit and cast, and the positioning is super important. And I think that's where Lithian's team's probably gonna lose a lot of ground because I know Sarah has experience tanking Sanguine a bunch.
Yep.
She'll probably say she hates doing it, but at least she kind of has an idea of what she's supposed to be doing and what she's supposed to be telling her team to do.
Well, we're switching over to them watching, and yes, they had a much cleaner pull. However, the Goliath had healed up because he stood in it as he did the
All the
recharge.
way. Oh
Yep.
gosh.
But she got him out of it the
Nasty.
second time around. So they have now pulled the official Prideful, which again, last week for Pride. No, I guess that's a good question. Is 9.1 since it's launching? Does the affix launch with it, or do we still have Prideful next week?
No idea. Somebody else gonna have to
For
look
what-
that up.
For what I'm
She's in the chat.
understanding, everything starts next week. Like
Yeah.
we're good to go next week. That would make sense to me because technically the week after is when we should start getting the first rewards. So who knows? But
Well, I've got
Mary's saying
chat
it's
here.
still a raid,
and
but-
Flux takes a nice bullet to the face. I've got chat here saying that the new raid and dungeon. Well, no, sorry, the new affixes start with the new raid, which would be July 6th.
Okay.
I would argue against that because we heard that. I thought there was a clarification post because people were kind of thinking the same thing, that they were going to be able to get huge item level drops from Vault this week.
Yes,
But some
I
devs
was one of those
clarified it and said,
people.
no.
I
that's
know
not
you
happening."
were. You were.
I was-
You were promising everybody.
I know
260
because
in
every
Vault.
other patch they did this. At least in BFA that I remember because I didn't really
Well,
do
you know
the
what?
M pluses.
after we go to break, we'll look it up and then we'll issue a statement of, oh, I'm watching Flux almost
Flux,
get hit
oh
by
my
stuff.
goodness.
It's driving me crazy.
We're gonna go and switch back to team 2 here because I want to see they're a little bit ahead on the boss.
A little bit ahead, yeah.
Yep. This is actually pretty good. I think this is pretty even keeled. Oh, someone just walked through the line though. Even keeled team composition. It looks like though.
Yeah, it looks like it. I mean, it looks like the DPS on Dev's team is proving to be a little bit ahead.
Yep.
Dev has a great team when it comes to DPS. So, I mean, we know Pickle does damage. He's a master at cleave-based fights. Well, he was until last Tuesday. Or Thursday, I'm sorry. Channy's always great, and he has natural cleave with the Outlaw Rogue's Blade flavor. And Dev is really good. So, they're going to crush these bosses. So, it's going to be the trash that's going to get them.
While we're on this topic, there are some documented changes for 9.1, especially around the second boss here. We'll talk a little bit more about it in a second, but I'm pretty sure, Scrap, you're definitely excited about those changes.
Oh
right?
my god, I'm so hyped. Well, I think they honestly nerfed it a little bit too much because I believe it said you can only have 2 of the spell effects on the ground at a time. Is that correct?
Yep.
I think we could have done 4. Like,
What are you talking about? Spell effects on the ground?
I don't know what the spell is called exactly. If Frank knows it, and the second boss where he drops the balls that shoot, the balls around.
Hold on, we can pull it up real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead and pull it up. So right now there can be up to 6, I believe, on the screen at a time. Is that correct?
No, I think it was unlimited.
Unlimited. Oh gosh, that's horrible. I know they start despamming after a bit though.
So on Ventanax, the spell is called where'd it go? Sorry, I just had it here. Guys, it is called. Sorry, I'm trying to find it. Here we go. Shadow Whirl. Shadow Whirl.
Yeah. Okay. So the Shadow Whirl, that's the ball spell, is like they're only limiting. There can be 2 on the ground at a time. So
after he recharge or she recharges. I don't know if it's he or she, but after she recharges, after she recharges, they will disappear, which is I think a huge deal because my strategy when I pull this, and we'll actually hopefully maybe see Sarah do it. If you do it that way, it's just going to be easy peasy. You just like run back and forth from each side.
Sure. Yeah, I think that's a little disappointing. I hate that boss, but it just seems like that's a little too easy. But I don't know. I'll have to see it play out. It might be the same as like when they nerfed Margrave's tentacles, they made them way slower.
Yeah.
Like first time I did it, I was like, oh my god, it's like so slow. It's not even a challenge anymore. And like fast forward 3 months and it's like everybody's still dying to them, including myself. So.
I think no matter what, when you're doing like 17s or 18s, like you're always just, even if it's easy, it's not
everything's gonna one shot you.
Flux hit again with quaking, so there we go.
I think he's figuring it out. I know that Flux is I don't think he's had a lot of experience with quaking. I know he's just kind of jumping into Mythic Plus for the first time. So hopefully this will be some good training for him to kind of figure out where he needs to be standing.
Yeah. One thing I want to add about we are obviously having changes made to the scoring system with the Mythic dungeon next week. So it's going to push people to do certain dungeons on Tyrannical, and maybe they're nerfing some of these fights because they realize that some of them are a little crazy when that affix is up. So some of these bosses could definitely use a little bit of adjustment if they're going to push people into having to do Tyrannical week just to get their Keystone Master.
Now I gotta say here, Sarah's definitely not taking my route.
No, she's not. Yeah, I actually
she
noticed
started
that.
and then just threw it all to the wind.
This is the route that I'm familiar with her taking though, so I don't know. Maybe it's been a while since I've run with you, but yeah, this is typically what I see
Flux
her taking.
Flux has got to learn these mechanics. We've come to know that he is going to get hit by a lot of stuff, and eventually, yes, I agree. It's a learning experience, but we've seen him take, I think, every other quaking at this point, and that's just kind of not good.
He's never gonna cameraman for us again if we keep.
Well, no, and in fairness, I was going to give some context for those who don't, raid or run with us. Flux is, I think fairly new to just WoW in general, right?
No, he like always plays WoW, but he's never played like Mythic Plus.
That's right. Yeah,
seriously, and he's definitely picking it up quick.
Yep.
But just because I don't think he's seen a full cycle of all the affixes yet. Nope. Like that's how recently he's picked up Mythic Dungeon. So I think this is probably the first time he's seen quaking. And yeah, hopefully I'm watching him. I'm gonna see that improvement.
Yeah.
Like,
and he's a personal friend of yours, so you're gonna be sitting there going taking notes, like okay.
I gotta coach him at the end of the day.
You can only lean on. The only thing I'll add on to that, he did get his AOTC this week, as long as did a couple others. So that goes to show that no matter how late into the game or the season it is, you always can catch up and still get your achievement. So good on Flux, but eventually you have to stop spending time with your family and your kids, and you have to really
I love
devote
this
time
take.
to maxing out your efforts in Mythic Dungeons if you want to get to the
No, I'll
top.
let him know. Yeah. After
Alright.
this, I'm guessing you're gonna run him through like 10 or so dungeons.
Well,
No, after this, I'm going back to Classic and
I'll
finishing
join
up
you.
the
That
Holy
sounds
Valley.
nice and relaxing.
so we switched back to Dev the Destroyer's team, and this is a hairy pull. If you guys remember when we did Frankfurt v. Garen 2, this was the pull that I got a little sloppy on, and I know we've got like Mary and I think George is watching. They can definitely speak to how sloppy that felt because they were not very happy with me about it.
I remember watching that, and I remember just like us thinking like, what is going on with Frank today? Like we were shocked, that it was.
Well, that was
going
after
so
my Halls of
poorly.
Atonement meltdown.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. And that was it way worse. And then I was like, oh god, it's happening again. And Spires is like your dungeon. I know that's like I don't know if it's your favorite, but it's the one that you're really confident with.
Yeah.
But you turned it around, pulled the win.
Yeah.
Yeah, people doing 12 and 13k DPS. You get 2 of those, and of course you're gonna turn it around.
Well, I wanted to talk about like I know that I think we all agree that Spires Unfortified is so much worse than Spires on Tyrannical. Is that right?
Well,
I think this is one of the better balanced ones actually. I think either way it's gonna be a tough time.
What about the last 3 mobs before the final boss?
I'm not so much worried about them. It's the 5 or 6 per thing pull that usually get me stressed out. Because we usually hero on the 3rd of the 3 angels, and then from there just kind of like just burn it, because the hero really is not efficient for the last boss since she takes off quickly.
Wouldn't you say that at least for this week with Sanguine that it's going to be more miserable?
I genuinely think Fortified stresses me out more, not because like the bosses are definitely tough, but you know that second boss, actually I'd say even the first boss is probably the one I stress about the most on Tyrannical, and even then it's just because that overhead smash just usually can.
Because you run with pugs, and the group falls apart.
Yeah, again, one of the and plus keep in mind I would agree with that. We run with a lot of melee a lot of the time, so if you have more range, that's great. But sometimes your group comp really screws you over on Tyrannical week. Third boss is a perfect example of that with like the charge stomps. Accidents happen, and it's a one shot.
The third boss on Tyrannical week is such a nightmare because it's just like a raid boss. It takes so long to.
But I don't. And the only reason it's stressing me out is if it bugs, which I haven't seen in a long time. But honestly, it's not about, of course I want it to die as soon as possible, but if it's just rinse and repeat, and that's why with the new changes, especially to Centinax, or Ventinax, whatever, it's I think going to be even easier on Tyrannical. So I'm going to stand by the Fortified, especially on a week like Sanguine, or even worse, doing Fortified with Raging, right? You get that 100%, and I think they nerfed it for 9.1 as well, but you get that 100% hit when they're all kind of at 20%. You're just gonna be in trouble.
I'm also just thinking about like what's the worst dungeon with Sanguine, and this is probably it because
I'd say Sanguine Depths.
Oh yeah, Sanguine Depths is pretty bad too because of the hallways added in with that.
Yeah.
But I just feel like there's so many mobs in this one that heal, and in Sanguine Depths, not really a lot of healers.
I got to call out that Lithian just got knocked out. Probably from the death of all those either cats, maybe the bleed. I don't know. We got people.
Pop right back.
Yeah,
well,
I
was going to say I wanted to give some special call outs because I've just been kind of watching here.
Yeah, I'm kind of watching too.
I want to give credit to both Dev. He knows he's got to play at his best here, so he's doing really good. I think I haven't seen him. I'm watching life bars. I'm seeing who's getting hit by what. And obviously, these are hunters, so it doesn't really count. But he's doing pretty strong. And Mighty Midget, her pet is doing phenomenal tonight, which is surprising because she's been on I think softball duty for the past few weeks. So she's coming right back in and just jumping right into something big here. So really good on that pet.
Hold on. Okay, so they used the spear on this pull. All right, I'm gonna save you here, Garen, and get you out of that conversation. They used the spear on this pull, which I'm very surprised to see, because they've got that massive pull coming up that the spear is always. I don't know if that was a mistake or not. We'll see.
Yeah, it seems a little bit strange placement to use the spear, but the one at the right before the boss isn't as bad on this side.
I think they're equally as bad.
You think so? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think the only reason you go left is because you don't have to face that monster pack at the end of the right.
Which, they just I think did a double pull on this pack right here. Now, granted, they got a lot of AOE.
Take advantage of it. Take advantage of it.
Because they're hold on. They just let a what do you call it? That fist go off, the righteous fist.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think you can hear maybe Sarah yelling at him. I don't know why.
Oh, I don't have the.
It's Sarah, so mad 'cause bad and always yelling. That's her motto. So
She definitely gets keyed up during these dungeons. She's very
Yeah.
competitive.
Well, and the problem, and they're handling it fairly well, I'd say. The problem is with Sanguine, there's so many opportunities for things to get stuck in it. But Sarah got it all cleaned up. I mean, like that was some good kiting, and I don't know if she just had her interrupts on the right timing, but like the Inquisitor or whatever didn't get stuck in one. The big golem didn't get stuck in one.
Yeah, that was an expert cleanup.
Yeah.
I don't know if they just here, if they're just like in absolute gamer mode right now.
Here's the problem, though.
All three, and I would say going back, Franco, you mentioned interrupts. I think that you have given her, when we've run with her as DPS, you've mentioned that her interrupts overall are pretty low, and she's trainable. So I think maybe she's taken that to heart and worked on that a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Paladins, I think like when you're tanking, you're throwing your shield all the time, so you're naturally interrupting.
Well, and we're switching back. We're switching back to Dev real quick because this is that big pull I was talking about. They didn't save the thing for. Let's see how they do.
Yeah, I'm watching it. Yeah, it's a little bit stressful looking now. I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh yeah, this pull's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Wait. Who's on Dev's team? Let me look at this.
We got
again.
Lithian as a tank, and I believe
Channy Boy and Extra Essential. No, I switched my vote.
Who do you think's gonna win, Dev?
I want Silreux to win now.
Oh, why?
No reason. I just
he wants to stir the pot.
Just to review.
They handled this pull
Dev.
well. Oh, except for hold on, Pride's coming out. They gotta kill that
they're
guy.
clean. They look fine. Like the health bars look fine.
Yeah.
That's funny. You said you watched the health bars. I had not been watching them at all. That's such a healer thing to do. But now I'm really trying to keep an eye.
We're doing something different tonight. This is the last thing, and I'm going to be the one because again, I have the awards this week, and every week we let these groups decide who's the MVP. And sometimes they struggle and they play this game where they're all patting each other on the back. Well, I'm watching tonight. I'm going to decide which team gets the MVPs. So the winner, the team leaders are already going to get something for whoever wins.
Very low here.
Somebody else deserves something, and I will be the decision maker of that.
I wonder if
it's not looking like it's going to be Senior Pickle this week, though.
Okay. Well, and so.
I want to switch back to the other team.
Yeah, we can
because
switch back.
It's kind of going to. This is the pack that I think is considerably rougher.
I can understand because they position themselves so awkwardly that maybe it is more chaotic.
Yeah, that's where you want to use fear, and I think I might have missed it. Go out, or did it go out? Or they might have not a Vicarian, but this one's a nightmare. I mean, you got to get that one, the squad leader down before you get anything else down.
Well, there's a squad leader in the other one.
Oh, there is? Okay. Yeah. But so much here, like, that's casting. There's the Castigator.
Flux with an excellent knockback there.
Sent them into the void.
Yeah, very good on his part.
That's actually a pretty cool play. Oh, gotta get out of that, bud. Yeah, and it looks like they're handling it fine. It looks like they're being kind of slow, steady, careful. But
let's switch back to the other team who's pulling Ventanex right now. Yeah. Oh, never killed Ventanex. We didn't even get a chance to watch it. But this officially puts them in the lead. And
yeah, by quite a bit.
The DPS is there. This is where we talk about how the larger DPS you have is going to be the main difference maker, as long as people know what they're doing. And for the most part, both groups do.
I think that
they
could
just have
be true.
But
if I'm like, okay, so if I'm sitting here saying let's and I'm not going to say criticize, let's critique the pulls. Like that first set of pulls where the chat was even saying pull everything, go, could have been the difference maker for the tank to make one, obviously the right kiting for Sanguine, but also just in general, you know, you got all your cooldowns. What are you saving them for? They'll be up before you probably get to the next boss anyways. I see that the dev team is not going to grab that second spear unless they're off to the side. Nope, there they go. They go get it now.
Okay, they're picking it up. It looks like maybe they forgot for a second and then went back in. We should probably switch over to Silreux.
Because now they're doing that one.
Yeah, and they got one, so
it's really good. One thing I was thinking about before we started this, and I seen Spires, was we've had weeks where the teams didn't bring the right covenant, so that they miss out on these spears. So it's great that both teams actually have them this week to
you know what?
have the same advantages.
I don't think Dev and Silreux knew the covenants of all their players. That's something we probably should have put in the draft.
Yeah.
Well, they got lucky this week then, because at least for this dungeon.
I think that wouldn't be a bad thing. Oh gosh. Oh, I'm looking at Dev's team and they almost had a quaking incident.
Yeah.
I'm always keeping an eye out for that.
How many times, especially in like the other side, when you're like going through these tunnels?
Only one time have I fully wiped on the other side, and I think I was with Sarah and Mighty Midge and some of our regular runners.
Yeah, I was there as well. That was where we all had Prideful. We were so amped and hyped to go
Yeah.
to the gnomes, and right in that hallway, 5 Quakings wiped
Perfectly
us out.
stacked, and it was a
Yeah,
timeable run.
MVP moment of the season.
It was early in the season, so it was a Keystone Master run. It was a 15, and it was completely timeable up until that exact moment. And I think we're also just like emotionally defeated by that moment. But it has not happened again because I'm so scared.
Yeah. So we do got to call out, and I don't think this will be a determining factor because it's not that far. But we have about a 20-second differential because of the deaths that I think mostly Senior and then of course Lithian dying that one time took. It's also curious here to see, do they go straight to the boss or do they? Yeah, it looks like they're going straight into the boss.
Yeah. Yep. That's looks like exactly what they're doing.
All right.
If they don't have problems here, if Dev's team wipes the floor with this boss like they've done the other 2, I'm almost safe to call it.
Well,
And this is just a good draft based on damage.
Yeah, I mean, and definitely like Silver had the first pick, and he went for the tank. You know.
And he went with Lithian?
No.
Oh, he went with Sarah. I'm sorry.
Has Sarah, who's the more experienced tank. I think we can all agree on. But
Wait,
then
is Silreux the healer?
Silver's healing tonight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why?
Just the
we
way that
needed
the
one.
draft didn't do, yeah.
Okay, interesting. That's
Yep. I mean, he's definitely. It seems like he's keeping his team up pretty well. I know that's not just
especially with
preferred.
his 4 megs a second.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining about him healing. I'm sure he's a good player. I've run with him many times. It's just I know his Demon Hunter does really strong damage. So
Yep, absolutely, and he's great at lore. So just like another
of course,
thing
definitely
we
is.
can have. I just finished up his emoji and sent it to him, and he wanted it to be lore based, so it's his character opening a book. Like, so it'll be ready for the next.
What is it like Is it a blindfolded demon hunter reading a book somehow?
Okay,
it's
so they
just-
use the spear. They use the spear. Oh, and we actually need to talk about this, but they use the spear on the boss.
Who is running through? Oh, okay, got turtle and running through. I was
Oh
like,
no, but they hold on. This is a
Oh,
problem. They did too early.
Uh-oh. Okay.
People are gonna have to eat that, and this is gonna be problematic.
Yeah.
No,
is it-
I think they're gonna be okay. It's
Oh,
fortified.
No,
They're
but
gonna
they
be okay.
all.
fine.
Nope. The healer's dead.
Oh,
Uh oh. Who's that?
Now
Extra
there's 12% left on the boss. So it's
Oh, they're
possible it's possible they'd be okay. I think.
Yeah,
they're
I was trying to figure out what was going on there. Like, why is he just running through? Maybe he hasn't done it in a while or never has to do that particular job. But yeah, you don't want to run through the actual AoEs on the ground. You want to pick up the balls.
Yeah.
So I'm sure his team was screaming at him what to do.
I don't think his was, but if that was Sarah, she would definitely be calling some names at this point.
It looks like they got without the healer. So
Yep.
yeah, they were able to clean it back up.
We'll
even
go
with the
ahead and
mistake.
switch to the other team as they're about to start this, but it does look like they're gonna do a little more percentage before they go up to the top.
Yeah, no, they're still on the pole when you walk in. They haven't done the one on the other side of the boss yet.
Oh, you're gonna hear them screaming about quaking.
Yeah, they're right on top of each other. Quaking is so fun.
And there
to
they all
watch.
go. Oh, I saw Mighty almost die. That was
My goodness. Oh,
Flux. They put the monk has to put the whatever the shell of
Ring
protection. Yeah, no, not ring
Wait,
of
wait,
peace,
wait.
the shell
Is
of protection or whatever.
Silreux is healing as a monk?
Yeah,
I thought
yeah. This is a wild card of events to end the season out.
man, you talk about risking it all. This is huge. So
Well, I know that Silreux and Dev are both really good sports, and they're kind of happy
just happy.
whoever wins, and just enjoying the games. But yeah, I'm definitely enjoying watching this one. Like the clutch quaking and like the health bars kind of jumping around. Like they're definitely doing good with what they've got. Like so
Oh,
we
no,
can't
can they get that
underkill
out?
that.
Can they get that out? Can the flux push it? Push.
So good. Well, that's such a cool. Like I
What is
wonder.
it, like Typhoon or whatever?
Yeah, brilliant. That's a really important skill in Mythic
Yeah.
Plus.
Yep.
Being able
All
to
right.
clutch that out, you really see balance druids like absolutely like impress me with that. But that's awesome.
We'll wait and see how Team Silreux handles the orbs, and then we'll switch over to the Devos' Divas from Az's Big As Bingo.
Yep.
But I
they're
was gonna.
potentially going to be done before they even get to the next level. So
It's
that's
possible, yeah.
I don't know. You
Yeah.
can wipe easily on these guys. This is the whole thing
You
I'm
could
dreading. The
easily
whole
wipe on the
doing
last boss
Spire's
too.
Ascension. Oh yeah, it depends on.
Like you take a
as long as-
nasty charge or whatever.
I gotta tell you, on my first time trying to get a Keystone Master run on this, that I was pugging it and the tank DC'd on the spear. Again,
no.
a totally terrible run. So I'm a little scarred from that too. Definitely can happen.
I can just see Lithian being the one to throw the spear here and missing it and I already know what his
I
reaction.
don't think Lithian's gonna do it. Lithian never volunteers to do jobs.
That's true.
What if they give it to Flux?
Oh, that's not true. Now, every time that we've needed a
Oh,
certain
oh,
character,
oh.
Got stomped.
All right. Now
He'll
that
play
being
it.
said, he's gonna be hopefully saved as long as he's not inside that puddle, which I think they're healing him up anyways.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be okay, but
But the hunter was
that's-
down too.
you gotta be really mindful. I mean, that's I think a little bit on the
That's-
tank and DPS that you gotta be careful when that boss is moving. And Flux is just taking these.
Well,
This is gonna be
okay.
really
Sarah wasn't prepared. Yep. Now the Flux is down.
It looks like he was trying to take some for the team, but
Flux is gonna die here. Yep, there you go.
Oh, are you a little bit behind? Yeah.
Yeah.
I must be. Yeah, I'm a little bit behind. I guess I am. I don't know what's going on, but I watched him get out of the shell, take 2 orbs, back up.
I love Flux's approach to how his camera works when he's dead. Just looking around the room.
Yeah.
We have to give him like he's definitely aware that he's the cameraman. Like he's
Yeah.
trying to give us the best angles and the funniest shots.
All right, back to Dev's team, who are I think on the second of the Angels.
Yep, it looks like it, and it's already a big mess. You can see all kinds of stuff on the ground. This part's just miserable. I hate it.
Yeah.
This is where, just to call out, I consider myself an expert fist weaving monk. I've been playing the class for probably not even 2 hours, but I'm watching
went down.
Silreux here. He's not adding to the damage. I thought that's kind of what monks do. Is that not?
Not
don't
yet. Not yet. They have a fist weaving, but it's not as strong. I mean,
Weaving, yeah.
it's good, but it's not as good as it's going to be because most people haven't gone that route without that buff to fist weaving coming in 9.1. Now, that isn't to say people don't do it, but there's also a ton of buffs coming to fist weaving in general, including their damage in the next patch as well. So it's not going to be as prevalent until 9.1.
I feel like they're handling this one. I kind of want to switch back. I can't keep my eyes off this because they're 2 DPS down now. On
That's
Silreux's
why I was
team.
asking about Silreux, because he should be adding every little piece of damage that he
Yeah,
can. at this
I'm gonna
point,
make
but-
Flux the damage meter between runs so that we can actually keep an eye on the damage. But yeah, this is gonna be rough. This guy's got so much health.
He does. This is a tank of a boss, and he is one of my least favorite.
Well, I know Sarah pumps DPS like for a tank, so she's definitely taken 20% off a boss on a pretty high key, like entirely by herself before.
Yeah,
but I'm
they're
sure
moving. They're moving.
they're moving just slow.
I'm not quite sure who is that as a hunter. I think that's Crazy K. I think she just ran through and tried to take the orbs, even though they aren't coming yet. So wasted her turtle as well, which would be a problem.
Okay,
Is that on Silreux's team? That was
Yeah.
Mighty Midget. That would have been Mighty Midget.
yeah, because Crazy K's dead.
Oh.
So Mighty Midget is trying to make the same mistake that Dev made, turtling way early. Is that what happened?
All right, here we go. Here are the orbs. Let's see how they handle this. Can they? I mean, maybe I would just actually just burn it. Get it killed.
I probably would have wiped by now. Just
I'm
like,
sorry. This is a
Kill it. 5%.
I'll give us credit. I'll give our team credit
Give
that
us credit. Yeah.
we generally know how to manage this. I think this is one of the mechanics that we rarely see go off successfully for the boss.
All right, I got it.
What does it do if the orbs hit it? Does it just recharge the power faster?
No.
he heals, doesn't he?
No, it does a massive AoE to everyone.
Really?
I don't even
The i-
know actually because
the
they just
idea-
handle it.
The
Yeah,
idea,
we never see it, but we were always it's like that. That's the one mechanic that we've warned each other about enough to be like, don't mess this up.
Yeah.
But
Watch not
everything
even-
else we've messed up. But I feel like that's the one that we've just we're good at it.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh, we're already taking a look at the
Yeah,
boss here.
Yeah, we switched back to.
was
This,
gonna say, now
this is
I'm-
it. This is it.
Yep. This is it. Keep an eye on it. It looks good. I mean, this team really working. Lithian's gonna be really happy with the win here.
A couple
No,
deaths.
he's gonna have no emotions. He's gonna have cool. Wow.
I think he'll be happy on the inside.
I think he's gonna be talking smack to Sarah.
Yeah, I think he'll definitely be talking smack.
He
And-
should be, right?
and-
he should.
When he goes back and watches the stream and you say that Sarah's the more experienced one, he's gonna be like, "Who's the most experienced one now?"
Well, I don't think he can argue that.
I
Just
know,
because
but
his-
Yeah, he really
I'm
can.
saying I don't think he's gonna argue the contention. I think he's gonna argue Garen making the point.
Just because Pickle, Shawnee, and Dev dragged him through the dungeon.
Okay.
See, I'm gonna end up being a heel now too. But I mean, he's
Yeah.
not a bad tank. He's definitely a
No,
good tank.
and
but
he wants to know more. He wants to get
Yeah,
better in
exactly.
practice and all that.
yeah, I don't think it's debatable that Sarah's more experienced. Well, at least with the hierarchies.
Yeah. Now
Yep,
I
and
should
so-
call out that we have a player on Sneaky Little Silreux, Crazy K again. We mentioned her earlier. That will have to step away after this first one just due to a prior engagement that popped
Yeah,
up.
Turn
But-
the tide. I mean, I think
What
she's
was the
doing.
prior engagement?
She got called into work. She was supposed to be off, and then they
Hold
called
on,
her.
now hold on, Garen. I know
I-
earlier this week you amended your previous statements about no work, no family when you had to work a little late. for
Now
the
hold on.
raid.
No, I did. You're right, I did. And then what happened? I showed up at the very end of the raid Thursday, And what happened? I was the
want you to
top
say-
DPS, and we killed Sire. I don't want to say it's a coincidence. I just want to say I made the sacrifice needed to
I
get
do
the
want to
job
say
done.
that when you came in, I was like, oh my god, he's gonna completely take credit for this.
You literally called it.
Not to distract from the kill that's about to happen right now, because I think they're about to win here.
Yep.
But I will say that we also muted all the comms on our kill, and I think that was the deciding
Yeah,
factor.
including Garen.
Including Karen, yeah. Yeah, so I think that's how we're gonna do it in the future, hopefully.
All
That
right,
will kill
there we go.
That will kill the
think-
entertainment of our raids.
I think it is without saying that there's no way the other team can catch up, even with the 20-second deficit. So
yeah.
let's go on and pull Dev in here for a second and just ask him how he's feeling.
Yep, congratulate him.
Hey, Dev, how you feeling, man?
Doing great. Doing great.
All right,
Nice clean run.
you've now walked away with the first of the best out of 3 points.
Oh yeah.
And I got to say that it was a little close. I still think you had a lead, but then the other team kind of had a little trouble with the third boss. So, you know, are you excited about taking the lead, or do you feel a little bad maybe that Silreux running on 4 megs a second is going to be a problem, and you're going to feel like this is maybe an asterisk to your win?
No, it's still a win.
Yep, I agree.
They got great players over there, so this is still a win, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I got to call out that you went with Lithian as the tank. Is this because you're not very familiar with our tanks, or did you go for the class?
The beer has been fantastic this expansion, so
Okay,
take the class.
cool.
good man, good man.
All right. Well, we're going to let the other team... Oh, as Flux dies. We're going to let the other team finish up, Dev. And Scrap, you need to help me out here. What is the next dungeon they should be working their way towards?
The next dungeon is going to
I think it was Necrotic Wake.
Yep, Necrotic Wake.
Very cool. So we're going to have a Kyrian-themed week, which I think, honestly, Necrotic Wake's so much fun to watch anyways with the weapons.
Absolutely, I agree.
All right, well, Dev, again, go take a little victory lap with your team. We'll get ready for round number 2 here as we let the other team finish up, and we'll start talking to them.
Sounds good.
Oh, sorry, cut him out there early.
Really
I didn't expect him to go any further. All right, well, let's go and switch to the other team and just watch what's going on.
No, I'm trying to figure out, did they fully... Oh, no, they didn't.
No,
White.
just Flux. They were doing the Pride, I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
they're still doing the Pride. Oh, he walked straight into
Oh
it.
man, that's unfortunate. You walk right into it. That happens to me all the time. Like where I literally like take a battle res or I land and then immediately get hit by something.
All right, well, we'll give him a couple minutes here to finish up, but
Yeah, I mean, I still want to watch now that
Yeah.
I'm only watching one stream. Although I see that on the other
they're going for the achievement.
they're going for the achievement. That one's
If
so hard.
they get this achievement before they kill this boss, that will be the ultimate disrespect in my opinion, because
think
that achievement is so tough.
Absolute style points, like.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they're gonna be the other team is gonna be rewatching the stream and just feel like they're getting clowned on.
Yeah.
That's so.
I just gotta say though, like, I mean, he called it out, the bear, and I don't know if he was referring to Lithian as the bear or just in general the class, but Lithian had a pretty good grasp on what he wanted to do, got it all done, didn't panic at anything, right? We had Senior die a couple times, and I mean, he's also got the battle res, which always helps, but.
Yeah, I don't want to undersell. Like, I think Lithian, like in 12s, like around 12s, like that's a good place. That's where he's been working on, like what he's been working on lately. So he's been pushing those out, and I think it shows.
Well, the good news is it sounds like the Silreux team. Oh, did they miss? Okay, good. Are having fun in their run. So that's I guess what matters the most, right?
I can only listen to one at a time, I think.
Yeah.
But
I've got it playing for the stream. It's not very loud, just because I know we've had complaints in the past where it might be a little too chaotic. But you can very faintly hear, you know, like I think
have a
Sarah
fun
going, "Hey!" as they hit them with the spear.
I know that Sarah and Flux are really fun to run with because they're both like my dungeon friends, and Mighty is a super good time. I've been in a lot of runs with her. And I haven't run with Crazy K much. Silreux is normally a bit quiet, especially probably with his internet. Probably be careful with that. But he's really fun too. So they definitely have the party team.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, they do. I will say I think Dev made his comment about the bear is because he's in the same guild as Keldruid, who's you know,
is it
an awesome tank. He
are
is,
they?
He is.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they are.
Yep,
And
we all run together.
I've raided with them once, and that's who was main tanking. So I assume he's just more familiar with how bears are as opposed to paladins.
Well,
so I think that's why he made that pick.
And if you look at Dratnos's tier rankings, he thinks
I don't want to. I don't. No.
He thinks
getting
he
into
thinks
that.
Guardian's going to be the top tank for both raid and no, I think he thinks Vengeance might still be better, but he definitely thinks it's a high M plus tank too.
Just write it down as fact then.
Well, here's the problem. Everyone's ranking Paladins last, and that breaks my heart. All right,
I
boss is
never
down.
listen to those ranks.
We'll go ahead and bring Silreux in, and remember he's on a laptop. But Silreux,
Watching it. Yep.
Silreux, how do you feel? It unfortunately was not a win on this first round for you, but I think you guys can bounce back when we go to Necrotic Wake next. But what are you thinking?
My internet's not too bad, so
So
I think we can do it.
good, right? And I honestly, I gotta say, it sounds like you guys are having a lot of fun in the chat. So I mean, at the very
We are.
worst, right? You're enjoying yourselves.
Yes, for
All right.
sure.
Cool. Well,
How
sorry,
are
go-
you enjoying monk healing? Because I thought you were going on your demon hunter, so it took me a minute to register that. Wait, where is he on this team? Did he hire someone? So to see you
Yeah.
on your monk and healing on apparently laggy internet, is that adding to the challenge or just is it more fun for you?
It's a different kind of challenge.
Yeah, no kidding.
At least.
Well, we are going to head to Necrotic Wake, and Silreux, we just wish you the best of luck. Obviously, we'd love to see if we could go to a best of 3 and have that final elimination round. But as you prepare for Necrotic Wake, we're going to take a quick break. Before we do, though, I just wanted to ask, Scrap and Garen, like, what do you guys think of this first round?
I mean, I think they're pretty evenly matched. Like, Dev obviously has the damage, and it seems like Sarah and Lithian are actually fairly evenly matched this time around. I know that Crazy K, I think, is dropping, so depending on who ends up going in her place, that might be a tide turner.
I think we have
But-
the Runin train joining us.
Oh, for real?
Yep.
All right, we'll see that.
All right, cool. And Garen, how about you?
Again, this is the same thing that happened in our second round where my team, we had a blast, we had a great time, and you just overloaded on damage. And at the end of the day, whoever has the higher numbers, regardless if there's skill involved, if both teams are evenly matched, they know what they're doing mechanic wise, routes don't matter, none of that matters. Whoever has the higher damage matters, and that's what we're seeing. They wiped the floor this round. I think we're gonna see a repeat. Not gonna say anything about Runin tonight. Good luck on them.
Fair enough. All right. Well, with that, we will go on ahead and take our first break of the evening, and we'll see everyone back in a little bit. And we are back for round 2 of our season 1 finale, and Dev and team have won their first game. As I said earlier, I'm kind of rooting for both here, but I gotta be honest, I thought Sil's team would take a little lead here. How you guys feeling about round 2 as we go to a Necrotic Wake?
You go first.
I'm not changing. Well, yeah, I'm not changing my pick as much as I don't want the mostly Canadian team to have any of my support. They're unfortunately, they've got the numbers. So we'll see if the switch helps any, but I'm staying locked in.
Yeah, so just to be clear, Crazy K dropped because she had work, and we replaced her with another
Which is not an
hunter.
excuse.
Runan, who I think is around the same item level, so
Yep.
it should be around the same damage. So it shouldn't be too much of a shakeup here.
Yeah. Well, like I said, what I love about this dungeon is that in Necrotic Wake there are a handful of weapons that can really make this fun. And I'm interested to see the routes, how they go. Now, I see Dev and the team are ready to go in their instance. We're waiting for, I guess this is Flux, right? Flux to get in position. But while we do that, let's go on ahead and pull the key holders, which I think Flux is one of them. So I'm going to bring in Lithian, who is our key holder for Dev the Destroyer's team.
Oh, shoot. I think Flux is probably going to have to drop his key down a bit, too. So we're going to be waiting on that.
I think they already did that. Flux, did you guys drop your key yet?
I am on my way to the key dropping location.
Okay,
fair
gotcha.
enough. And is
I did give him a bunch of
Runan
tasks,
in your
so-
group at least?
Runan's in my group, yeah.
Very good.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, they're summoning
I'm
you
being
now.
summoned,
Finally.
even though I'm right next to it.
All right,
that's great.
You guys are pulling in a ringer? What's going on?
Well,
What's up? You
Lithian,
know, we decided that the MDL should be shared amongst the most amount of people. If you decided that you only wanted to share it with 4 other people, I think that's your fault, not ours.
That's all good. I don't want
Uh,
to.
follow-up
Lithian,
question.
Dude,
Sure.
you're doing well. You're
Sure.
doing what? How do you feel? You're 1 up, dude. You're gonna go on a winning streak here. You're gonna take Scrap's place as the big winner.
Well, we'll see.
Why? I'm just chilling, man.
I
I'm,
Quick
think
follow-up
you were.
question,
I'm just
and I
chilling.
think this
Right
is
there.
more for
I
our
got you,
viewers
dude.
at home. How do you change a key's level if we want to walk through our viewers through that process?
Is Sarah not helping you at all? Oh, wait, you're in our Discord.
Here's how
I'm
you do
in
it.
your Discord.
You go on and just
Yeah.
put it in the pillar and start it.
Uh-huh.
And then once you start it, you can walk out and reset the dungeon. So
Okay.
cool. Let that go, and then immediately walk out. And I guess whose team leads, Sarah?
Yeah.
Okay, just have her reset the instance. And,
Make sure she resets it before anybody goes back
Yeah.
in.
Oh, well. Hey, Sarah, make sure you reset the instance.
Hi, Sarah.
Why are we in here?
Because we need you to reset the instance
Okay.
before anyone goes back in.
Oh, no, money's going in.
Oh!
Sorry.
Was it reset?
I'll
What?
press the button.
Okay.
This is very
happening?
educational for the viewers.
I'm putting Sarah back
So-
down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lithian, I just want
And
to let
that's-
you know that I have bet huge money on you tonight.
All right, it looks like it's
Don't
been
ruin
reset.
this for me.
Lithian? You bet money on Lithian?
I would.
Okay.
I would.
Wait, do I just
Okay.
keep doing
no,
this
wait,
until it's a 12?
No, you're at. Wait, is not at 12 right now?
No, it's
No,
a 14.
Oh God.
was
Okay,
15.
keep going. Sorry. Here. I'll
Lithian's the one with the 12.
Hold on.
I mean, you could run a 14 and we'll run our 12 and we'll see what happens.
Okay.
I think it needed
Yeah,
to be
throw
the other way around to be fair, right?
Flex third and again. Just keep doing it
Yeah,
until
I
it's a
know.
12.
I'm just letting them know what's going on. All party members have to be present.
All right, throw it to break again.
I was gonna say there was a 7-minute break,
Yep.
and Flux spent it. I think I heard them talking like, "Wait, I don't have my wings on. How do I do it? Like, what were you guys talking about?" And now,
What's up?
they
We were
make a
just hanging
poll.
Yeah, so we decided to go ahead and do a Mythic 0. If
All
that's
Oh,
right.
okay.
okay.
All right.
Cool, love it.
Flux, our viewership has
Um,
dropped 80%, and they're just sitting there going, "How does he not know how to do this?" I'm
Yeah,
going to
that's
hold you
great.
accountable
Good.
to that.
Well, we're going to hold you accountable.
Our sponsors. Our
If
sponsors
you
are
want
out.
to toss me back into my voice channel real quick, that way I can
Sure.
tell them what's going on and
Oh,
get
I was
everybody.
gonna
All right,
say,
that's fine, that's fine.
keep us entertained. while
No,
you're
we'll
doing
talk to
it,
Lithian
buddies.
while we're waiting. All right, Lithian. Lithian.
Yeah, man.
How you
What's
feeling,
up?
man? I gotta be honest. Like, we sat there and we said we thought Sarah had the edge on the tanking checkpoint, but you came in there cool as a cucumber, man. How you feeling?
Yeah, we were chilling. You know, we didn't do any crazy pulls. Just running through with these mediocre
the-
DPS.
In the
I have.
chat, they were.
There you go.
Oh my gosh! In the chat, they were yelling at you guys to make bigger polls. Is that something you're gonna try and do in this one?
No, man. We just. Why? We just melt everything. It's fine. I'm not
Yeah,
worried.
if you
about
melt everything, why not make bigger polls?
Lithian, I gotta, I guess, foreshadow here for a second. there could be something on the horizon that you might need to be ready to get a little more aggressive. So I'd like to see a little more aggressive in Necrotic. You've got the lead, right? There's a little risk taking you can take, but I'm going to advise that you maybe get ready for that.
Okay. I
Okay.
mean, I don't know what you're
With-
talking
with-
about.
I know you
I
don't.
would just do you, Boo. You guys are rolling through here. So use your Asian powers and just blast right through it.
It should be
Yeah,
what?
I don't know what they are, but you know,
You gotta unlock them.
I'm sure I'll work
here
on unlocking them.
All right, I think
I
this is the
think-
last reset they need to do. and-
No, I think they need one more.
What? They did 14 and 13, and this should be 12 now.
He
Mm,
should
you
probably
might be
check
right.
to make
Hold
sure.
on, we'll bring Flux is back in here. Flux. Was that
Hello.
that's the last one you had to drop, right?
That's it. I've got a 12 key. How's everybody doing?
We're doing
Okay, you're
great.
doing great. Awesome.
Okay,
Good
is it
job.
reset? Head inside so we can get started.
Sarah's going in. I'm confident in my tank as such.
That's a good start.
Now, Flux, I gotta ask you, how are you feeling about quaking this week?
You know, I've got friends on the west coast, so I'm pretty emotional with earthquakes in general, and I think that's what's throwing me off.
Fair enough, fair enough. All right, well,
We
if you
just
two
wanna
are
see-
ready,
Yeah.
sorry, go on.
I
Yeah,
was just saying, we just want to see improvement.
listen,
I want to see
I've
you get
been-
nature locked.
Scrap's
Not
Scrap's
just a
taking
little
notes the whole
improvement. We need
time.
to see a lot of improvement. I'm getting kind of concerned.
Garen, every day I wake up and look in the mirror and go, first of all, I want to see some improvement. Second of all, I should remove this mirror for self-esteem reasons.
Dude, don't convoke while quaking's happening.
Yes, don't
That's
do
all
that.
I'm
I
gonna say.
will continue to do whatever I want to do because thanks to our Lord and Savior George Washington, this is the land of the free, home of the brave.
Oh,
I'm ready for the
You're,
countdown.
you're representing someone tonight. And you're costing them everything. How are you going to sleep knowing that you're quaking and you're probably 45 minutes of being spell interrupted costing you the game?
45
I
minutes.
will sleep poorly as always, and this will have no impact on it.
Fair enough.
Okay. Send
Okay.
them back.
All right. Well, no, we
Wait,
don't
they're
send them back because we got to do the
confused,
keys. All right. So
Okay,
I
okay,
see
okay.
Flux's key in. Lithin, do you have your key in as well?
Yeah, it's in.
All right. So as we always do, and I'll let Garen do the honors. We will count down when Garen says either go, as he did last time, or 0. You can hit start. Okay.
Which one do you want, Lithian? You're the winner. Which one do you want?
Oh my god.
You want go or 0?
0 is fine.
All right. Good luck, guys. Don't get hit by quakings and win this game. We want to see a good, clean win. 5,
Yep.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0, go.
They did both
You
of them
threw
this
it for
time.
everybody.
All right. And again, we have a very clean start on the timer. This is going exceptionally well, right?
Yep, actually, they're
I'm getting
nailing
really
the
good.
timer.
I'm getting really good at it. Made it very accessible for them to not
I'm
mess up.
getting really good at it.
We do have to make it as idiot-proof as possible.
Well,
All
for
right.
People we run with, that is true.
I'm seeing already, and actually, we're watching Dev. So Dev just made a poll. I
He
mean,
did the quaking right. I was
Did he?
watching Flux. Yeah.
the right now the dev team made a poll of that caster that's off to the right. Now, granted, this might be part of the route, and that's totally fine. I'm gonna go and pull him up though, because I want to see what's going on there.
Well, then they can grab the axe. That's normally why you would do that.
Sure,
right?
but like with a rogue in there, Shawnee could just get it and then fade.
You can't.
I've
That's
never
generally
seen
what
that.
they do.
Okay, I don't think I've seen that happen.
I do it as a
cleanly.
mage. I just go in and then I invis.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe
I-
he doesn't know
yeah.
to do that, or maybe they're just following the route and not thinking about their comp, which
Mary-
we
I
would
often
hope-
do. 'cause it's just
I would hope
easier.
Channy would know that he could do that. That seems like
Yeah.
he's at that level. So
Well,
I don't know.
Well, our shadow priest pumper Mary is saying that she makes that pull as well. So I'm
Second
going
place
to
bumper, by the way.
what?
Nothing. Never mind.
You just cut out a bit.
Mary's definitely like she's proven that. Excuse me, even as a shadow priest, she pumps.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I
insanely.
know that. I know that. I agree.
You said
I
second
just-
place pumper though.
We just keep taking.
Oh,
We keep putting high value on a second placer. So
I think she was second place in Connect 4, right?
I'm gonna kill this joke, by the way, when it says it.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
You're trying to make everybody an enemy.
It was a bad joke.
No, not at all.
I mean, I think it's
Actually,
I think it's fun.
The consensus in chat seems to be that they're all pulling that. So maybe I need to rethink my routes. Now, I'm very excited because season 2 is going to have an entirely different route system to the point where I think we're going to see a lot of skips at the start to just get all those generals for Tormented, and just get all the affixes that make them do massive amounts of DPS.
I'm not super familiar with how it works, but that seems pretty punishing if you skip everything at the start and then you die and you don't get the like.
Can you explain what they're changing with that after Scrap finishes?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done. Yeah.
so
Sorry, I didn't want to lose focus of that.
So
You're
let's go ahead and for those who don't know anything about really the WoW.
Oh, I'm
Mythic
seeing a
Plus
wipe.
I see a
really
wipe as
quick.
well.
I see a wipe on
All right,
Silreux.
let's check it out real quick.
Yeah, and then we'll go into it when you have a bit of a lull in the action. But yeah, they fully wiped on
Yep,
that group.
and
I'm not
Flux-
sure exactly what
Flux
happened.
has aggro just one of them, not a big deal. So anyways, for season 2, there will be 4 generals, and I'm saying generals, they might be called something else, but 4 big baddies littered across the dungeon. Some of them will be heavily, like for example, the other side's a good example where 3 of the 4 of them will actually be in that inner ring. So you could technically just do the inner ring first, and then go ham with 3 of the 4. And then of course you could even choose the wing that last one is in and just go for that first.
It might be fun to just crash
So are
into
they
the Ardenweald
changing?
wing.
Are they changing some trash ones?
No. I mean the percentage obviously still needs to be calculated correctly, but at the end of the day, things like the other side, really all that lies down to is the Night Fae or whatever realm with the broker, because that's where everything else is cleared 100%, right? So that's still going to be the case, and of course you can make some tweaks to the percentage based on which ones you like to
This
pull.
might be a dumb question. Do you have to do the other side bosses in order, in a specific order?
Not the first 3, no.
Okay, yeah, I've never seen it done differently, so I wasn't sure, but it could be that you want to go through, get all the buffs, and then blast through the Ardenweald wing with all the trash.
Yeah.
That's probably what I would do, but I don't even know what the buffs are. I have not been kept up on the news, so I'm relying on you guys to do it for me.
Well,
Don't rely on me.
And so that's why I want to do a Keystone Kindergarten at some point, so we can go through all of them, because there's like I think a collection of like 28 potential affixes you can get based on your roll.
Wow, we're seeing a huge lead here also. Sorry to interrupt.
Well, there's definitely some chaos that could happen with a couple pulls, so I'm not going to count anyone out just yet.
I don't know. This is a pretty big lead. Like, well, I don't know. They could still wipe on Dev's side. So
well,
that's
and
really a possibility.
we've talked about that second boss that you guys all hate, right?
Oh, I hate it, but it's fortified week, so it's
you
not
could
so bad.
you could also have a 2-phaser on the third boss, right? If they don't, and again, the weapons matter so much.
I think you're being optimistic here.
I think you're being optimistic. I'm kind of with Garrett
You
on this. I feel
guys
like this is kind of a
are
miserable
this
story at the beginning.
is your thing. This is your thing, and I appreciate it, Frank. But you have very
You're optimistic.
rose-tinted goggles on when it comes to a lot of things, and this is one of them. I think it's over. The damage is too high. There's too much of a lead.
I'm not gonna say I think it's over, but if I was a betting lady.
You guys are depressing me.
I know we're depressing you, but anything can happen. Like there's a lot of bits in Necrotic Wake where you can get tripped up.
Yeah.
And also
I agree.
I
It's
could
not
see them
over until
closing the
it's
gap. Like Ronan definitely brings some big numbers. I know he doesn't do a lot of Mythic Plus. But okay.
But I think that's by choice for him, really, right?
Yeah, no, I know he works a lot, so he doesn't get a chance to do it, but he does do good damage when I've run with him before.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
The main thing I will take away before you, sorry, Frank. One thing I want to call out is, as I mentioned at the start of this race, we have a lot of people who have not run with a lot of us. They come in.
Crazy K being one of them. This was her first night with us.
Indeed, yeah. And both of these guys, they've only run with a handful of us, maybe, and they're guildmates. So maybe next season we will have, with everybody racing to Keystone Master, and hopefully some pushing for that, more people will get comfortable with each other, and they'll know when draft times come, I have experience with this person. I liked running with them.
I would actually love
change
to
it up a
have
bit.
more completely pre-made teams, like coming out, but we haven't really had. Everybody kind of wants to, not sure who they would normally want to run with, like 1 or 2 people, but not a whole team quite yet. But it would be interesting to see those kind of evolve and see who picks.
This is getting very chaotic.
Yeah, I pulled the ads.
Yeah, and on top of that, the little bugs aren't dying. Yeah. Jeez,
Yeah, this is nasty. This is really nasty. I've seen some nasty runs before, but this is something.
What's going
12.
on?
I hope it's 12. Did they accidentally do a 13?
No, it's a 12. I'm
That's
looking
12,
at the side.
yeah.
It's a 12.
We'll switch back to the other team while we wait for them to recover.
I think the pressure was too much here for these guys. I think
they're getting too relaxed.
I think they're having too much.
Well, and you know what? Maybe they just want to have
This isn't
fun.
about fun.
And
It's about
yeah.
winning.
Well, sure,
Maybe.
but maybe Silver's like, you know what? I've already won in my mind.
Ronan is also known for talking a lot of shit during runs, and that might also be happening. Like,
Are you saying we're gonna see a complete meltdown and everyone's just gonna start killing each other?
sorry, there definitely have been meltdowns like in teams before. So, I'm hoping that's not what we're seeing here. But we'll have to keep keep an eye on it.
Well, and as we continue to watch Dev's team take a healthy lead, we'll talk more about that fix. So, like for example, Scrap, I think this will be a little more unique for the DPS because you'll have to make some decisions. But you haven't really seen any of the fixes at all that you can get.
No, I haven't even looked at it. I'm not a big, look up sort of thing. I like.
Spoiler.
It's not a spoiler thing. I'm just lazy. I like to just experience it. Like the ideal situation for me would be like we're in a dungeon together and you just explain it to me.
But that's
how I
not
learn best.
experiencing it. That's just you being told, like just as if a website were doing
I would
it.
rather be told it than have to read it. Does that make sense?
I would like to say Auntie and I have already made jokes about this where we're going to be doing like a really big key, like a 50. We're just going to go rush right into 15s.
Oh,
and we're going to lose the timer because Scrap is too busy individually reading out each power that she gets and
No
debating
way,
if it's good or not.
Too much credit. Like I'm gonna wait until somebody says, "Scrap, you want this one," and then I'm gonna start screaming, "I want that one! I want that one! I want that one!" I don't look it up. I still don't know what any of the blessings do. I don't even really know what power infusion does. I just know I want it.
Well, it's like what 25% haste, I think. It's like a mini hero.
Like I know. I just know it's good and people want it, so I want it. But that's the extent of my tryhardness.
They're handling this a little bit
I was
better.
gonna say, did you see the exact same thing happened?
Yeah.
Flux on the edge and just face or back pulled it. But it looks like they're more prepared for it this time.
Well, here comes the sanguine.
Did they happen to award like worst valuable player or least valuable player? Because I'm starting to see a trend here.
Well,
I almost want to give it 2 Flux just for the entertainment value at this point.
Well, I mean,
I'm anxious watching this, by the way, like very anxious, because Sanguine is going to heal that boss up very quickly as he's currently.
Yeah, he's standing the Sanguine. Ugh, this is exhausting. I'm wondering if we're going to have our first incomplete run.
It's clean. It's quaking. Here we go.
Yep.
Okay, it's cleaner.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. When the affixes got put out for last week, like when I was asking, what's the affixes for next week?
Georgia's very upset with you, by the way, Scrap. Sorry.
Why?
She's upset you demanded power infusions and then didn't know what they were doing.
I don't, Georgia. You have to understand. I really don't know what I'm doing at all. So I literally just know that people want them, so I want it.
Come on, kill that boss.
But yeah, I was saying, I think this pair of affixes is really hard with Fortified. Like, I think Sanguine and Quaking are both like ones where you have to be aware of where you're standing. And it's just nightmarish with like a bunch of hallways and a bunch of casting mobs. I think it's a really hard week. I'm the only person who thinks it's a hard week, but
I think Sanguine. I think we've discussed this before. I think Sanguine is rough.
My least favorite.
Quaking
it's a tank. It's a tank 100% one though.
Yeah, but Sanguine is rough because for melee DPS, it's unforgivable. And that's just another thing that I wish they would take a deeper look at. Is that sometimes some of these abilities, the initial tick damage is too fast.
It's huge.
It's way too fast.
I don't think Sanguine's fast though.
Oh my gosh, when I was
Frank, I was running it the other night as red, and I was eating tons of them because it was just like a split second.
It easily accounts for half my fail damage just from the split second each time.
I want to say, and I'm gonna Scrap. I'll believe you, but the reason why I'm taking a little word of caution with Garen is because if I were to actually even poll the chat right now with anyone that raids with him, they would simply say he ignores all the mechanics because he just wants to pump.
That's
not Mythics, though.
No,
not
that's
Mythics.
not true. Thank you, Scrap.
You Scrap, you're disagreeing?
No, I think he's very careful with mechanics and mythics. I will say Garen is my
in raid. I'm talking about raid.
Let me defend
I've run more dungeons with him than anybody else. Like
Let me defend myself there on why I do that. There are some mechanics that it doesn't matter. They're not going to wipe. One person. I'm not going to get on this too long because we'll be here all night. But in a raid environment, you have a lot of people to lean on. In a Mythic Plus, everyone has to pull their weight for the most part. So I try to play my best in Mythic Plus. I don't want to be the guy that says he tanked the run.
And Garen, I do know in raid that you're only trying to beef up those healers numbers. Like that's the whole reason, right?
As is going apoplectic right now in chat, by the way.
As in the chat.
She just said, I'm not going to say it because as Garen would say, it's a gamer word, but she's calling him a selfish MFer.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, for sure.
No one's questioned that part.
Yeah.
Again, the personal attacks are always from one side to the other. I'm going to not discuss this, but
I'm not going to discuss this.
Then maybe just stop while you're ahead.
I don't think I'm wrong here. I don't think anybody would say we wiped because Garen.
I think you're right that you can get away with it and raid a little better because there's a lot of people and it's hard to call people out. But I don't think you should necessarily try to get away with it because it is a selfish kind of move. But
I think when you're, I think in my defense, and people don't understand this, they just assume that I'm just.
Go on,
we
make your case.
we make mistakes as people, and sometimes when I'm even as healing, I accidentally get hit by certain things, and
Yeah,
it's
of
just
course.
a no-brainer. It's like, okay, no big deal. It didn't kill anybody, so I just choose to focus on something else. That's all it was. It's not like I died to massacre twice in a fight or something else. So it's just some of us make mistakes. We don't think about it. We're not getting called out for it. We just no-brain it. It's
Well, that's why we raid with
accidental.
our team, because nobody gets called out for shit.
Not
Yeah.
yet, and if it happens, I'm leaving. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay, let's get back into the dungeons here. Although I think that was a pretty fun aside. We get a little bit of a glimpse into the mindsets across the board here. But yeah, they're crushing through that second boss here. I don't even know his name. I just know I'm scared of him. He's horrifying.
Yeah, whatever
Who?
his name is. Antorus or something like that? Not Antorus. What? No, it's because that's the raid. Here, I'll pull it up. I'm
are we
sorry.
talking about the boss?
Yeah, the boss. I'm watching the boss here.
This boss is rough on Tyrannical, but on Fortified, I think he's
He's
easy.
not so bad on Fortified, but I mean they're still crushing him. You still have to have a little bit of coordination, but these health bars are we had to stop Amaranth, yeah.
I don't mind. I like this boss. I actually think it's really well designed. I just think it's the
But I
one
hate this
that
boss.
punishes you on as we discussed. Everybody's gonna have to experience it on Tyrannical Week, and he is a nightmare.
This
Yeah,
boss,
you
I
and I
think,
agree, the worst one.
is the pinnacle of why I love pally tanking, though, because it's one of those bosses that I can usually make everything a lot easier to handle. And down goes the boss. All right, we're gonna switch back to Team 1 just to see how they're going to try to catch up here. They are.
I mean, they're only a minute
quite-
behind. On the hold on.
They're a minute behind because of the
That's-
deaths,
I
but
was
they
like,
are
wait a second.
significantly behind on the pulls.
I was like, that's not right. Like they start at the same time. Okay, yeah. Okay, so they've got a lot of deaths. That's not good.
Scrap, I got a question for you. Does Flux not look at meters at all in dungeons and whatnot?
I tried to message him to pull up his meters. He recently got a new gaming rig set up
that's
and
right, yeah.
didn't have it put on. And I tried to get him, but he was trying to fix like his OBS and stuff like that. So if it goes to a third round, which I don't think it's going to at this rate.
Oh, they pulled.
Oh, they pulled. How they
Jeez.
pull?
Flux, I think, wasn't in Viz.
No, he was. He was in cat form.
He's the one that's dying. Everyone else is.
I don't think he pulled it. It was kind of hard to see, but he was definitely in cat form. Like he's still in cat form.
Well, I don't. I don't know.
Glad I'm not in this group right now.
Chaos.
Yeah, chaos. Absolute chaos. And there's the death.
Oh,
This
did he release though? I think.
No, but they didn't
I
skip
would just
anything.
I would
so-
like to say that I hope, regardless of what's happening, I hope Flux is having a great time.
I think they are.
Flux
I
is,
mean, when
yeah,
we
they're
pop,
definitely having a good time.
We
when we
value
pop to their
his
Discord, they're having a good time.
Yeah.
I definitely want to pull Flux in here to commentate with me at one point, or commentate
Yeah.
with one of you guys, because I mean, just from
I think you
the
guys would have
2
a good time.
minutes. Yeah, the 2 minutes with him with the key, like you can tell he's quite the entertainer. So that'll
He's got to
definitely.
he's got to have something because the run that he's
Oh
having,
my God.
it's not it.
It's
We
not it,
we
bro.
had a question from the chat saying, "Is this going to be the first depleted key on an MDL tournament?" And I'm sad
No,
to
it's
say
not.
it's not. I have
had to
I have the
use-
luxury of being the first one because of the Dragon incident of 2021.
Now that
Um,
one we didn't film. Oh, he's using.
No,
a-
I did film it. I have filmed. We
Oh,
just
oh,
we just
filmed
don't
it,
have
but
it.
It's not on our channel.
It's a
not
lost
on the MDL
episode
channel.
because I don't want to show my rage.
Yeah, the very first MDL key was depleted.
Yeah.
And that, I believe was what was the key
The other
level?
side.
Was it
Oh, it
11?
was.
It was 10.
Yeah, I think it was
I
10.
feel like I
We
thought it was
had a few.
higher.
No, it was 10 because we had a few people who were actually running 10s and
Well,
just.
and we had
trial
probably
run
just
we
been starting doing 15s at that point.
I think so. I think
We,
were.
we started this when we got our we started this when we got our Keystone Master.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
that was,
a little bit of MDL history. We were after we got Keystone Master. We were just like, I think this was all Garen's idea from the start.
Is
to
this the
rate
end?
the- yeah, because he was like, this is gonna be boring for the rest of the patch, so we need to do something fun. But yeah, this is rough. This is a rough disparity. I think it's definitely still timeable, right? Or am I totally way too optimistic?
No, I think it's time. If they
It's
can,
timeable, yes.
it's timeable.
Timeable if they start playing like completely different people right now.
If they turn actual gamer mode on, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Well, if they don't, they're in trouble. And I think we're being looking. Okay, I thought they were a little bit further ahead. I don't know. The second part, or the Necropolis, is going to take a lot of time, so we might.
I don't know. I feel like Necrotic Wake has a cushier timer than most. Not than most. It's you know, I think it
I
has
agree,
a pretty cushy.
Georgia.
Oh, and Flux, you can't go over that way. It shows the inexperience there. Because I always try to go that way, and you cannot fit through there.
I was thinking, I kind of wish. I get that it's the new thing to do for these games to do seasons and whatnot. With playing Burning Crusade a little bit, I think it would be great if they would just maybe like one season during expansion, just throw random dungeons in from everywhere. Be
Yeah,
like,
that would be awesome. I mean,
these are the
have that.
dungeons for this season.
They kind of have that with the time walking. I mean, you get a little bit.
Yeah, but
they're
they're not
relevant.
challenging, you know.
No, yeah, they're not relevant at all. It would be cool to have like them once a month do like a Mythic Plus time walking. That would be so cool.
It just have to be like they don't have to have much effort. Just do one dungeon. Like this is the
Yeah,
highlight
one dungeon, yeah.
this month.
Yeah, I mean they have all these dungeons. They might as well recycle them.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean,
Unfortunately,
All right, I'm
when that
writing a
happens-
ticket right now. I'm writing a letter.
Unfortunately, when that happens, it's like something else has to get sacrificed for it to happen. So maybe we shouldn't open our
well,
mouth about
and Georgia's telling us in chat that she heard that the proposal was to let the old M plus system, so not like anything before Pandaria, to stay intact. She said one time. I'm not sure if that's overtime or if that's you know, like
I don't know what that is. I don't know
like
what that
once
is.
a
I'm
month
sorry.
or whatever. Yeah, I mean,
What do we?
I think the challenge is that obviously when you do scaling with M plus, you want to make sure that all like the 1s and 2s and 3s feel the same. But when it comes to the old systems, I would say it's not a huge deal because, you know, even if it doesn't scale up, I wouldn't even say that gear should be awarded. Maybe just do it for transmog reasons.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
you
I
can
would
earn like valor to buy the items from there that you really like the gear look of it.
I mean, just for like even it would go towards your IO score and stuff. Could be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be a cool idea. We're so smart. What can you say?
That's why we run the channel, right?
Oh, I see. Okay, so George is saying that no, they would leave it the way it was in the expansion, but since the system scales, you'd be doing like plus 50s of like, you know, Legion dungeons, which
Oh,
I
love
guess makes
that.
sense.
That sounds so fun.
What was that, Garen?
Could you see the IO scores for that just being ridiculous? Right?
Well,
I
I think
IO
they
would be a
dilute
problem.
them.
But since that Blizzard's now handling that kind of scoring system, like why not just figure something out
Yeah.
for it?
Speaking of, so we have well, obviously they're changing the system with ratings as opposed to just the flat numbers. What are your guys' personal goals for 9.1? Mine for this season was just I've never really been a top tier player, you could say, but I thought I did really well this.
For sure.
The goal was to get to top 5 Raider IO score of my server, at least just once, just to have it there, and I made it into like the top 5 for maybe a week.
Well, I
Need to
gotta
back
say,
up. Need to
I
back
hit.
up.
Yeah, I'm watching. I hit 1500 IO and then it just stagnated. I was like, that's enough.
All right, this.
That's where I was.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but this is a
No, that's
costly mistake, and I don't think they'll not be able to handle it. But Lithian has mistimed his 100% for Pride to spawn on a pool that you cannot avoid, right?
Yeah.
Now, granted, I think they could wipe 3 times over and they'd still be fine. But
I would say it's really rare that we see overpulling in Necrotic Wake. Normally, people miss that that roaming pack at the very beginning,
Yeah,
and you can see them coming up to it and be like, we're 1% behind. I don't think I've seen an overpull in Necrotic Wake like on stream or like not really in person unless something crazy happened.
I think, I mean, and as the chat is saying, it may not have been a mistake. I would say I totally understand maybe a high-end key player doing that. Again, not to disparage Lithian, but I don't think... Oh, thanks for the follow, y'all. I don't think Lithian is purposely doing that. I guess is the best way to frame that.
Well, we can interview him about it afterwards.
Yeah. Regardless, they handle it. They got it done. Now, they are losing a little bit of their prideful, however, you know, mere seconds maybe. And I do see that we have a spear in possession at the very moment. Boss
They're a full boss.
Boss 3 has been pulled by group 2 Dev's team, but we also have Boss 2 being pulled by Silreux's team.
Yep. What were you saying, Garen?
I was just saying I was going to ask Frank. So, what your personal goal for the next patch is?
Yeah, sure. So I don't really. I mean, like I definitely want to push to the 18s and 19s and maybe even 20s, right?
We gotta push the 20s to get the portals.
I don't really care about the
Well, I
portal.
do kind of want that. I do kind of.
And
I want it.
I'm happy to do it, but at the same time, I feel like there's a point where I tip between enjoying the challenge versus, you know, like because the gear score can't go any higher than a certain point, right?
Yep.
And we're gonna switch over to the other team real quick and see how they're doing with Boss 2.
Yeah, I can't believe they knocked out that boss
Well,
so quick.
You get the spears, you get everything done, right?
Exactly. How many spears did they use? Did you see? They're still holding.
They're
the
still
spear,
holding
so
one,
I think
yeah,
they
so-
only used one.
Yeah.
But they may have used 2. It looked like it went down so fast.
I think one thing that LinkedIn has the advantage of here is he has heard us complain about this a lot of times, argue back and forth with where to use the spear. So I'm happy to maybe he took that set under the learning tree there and save some spheres for this final boss, because a lot of people just like to dump them on the others, and I think it's such a bad idea. This boss is such a bore, and anything can go wrong. And if one person dies, it just extends it too long.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think all the bosses in Necrotic Wake are pretty hard. The first one is not so bad, but it can go really wrong.
As seen tonight.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. If you can't get the worms down, you're in big trouble. And
Or if you
sometimes-
body pull things both times.
Yeah, especially if you're running with like an all melee team, you're kind of in the. I know I get in the mode sometimes, and like that's somebody else's problem. It's way too far away. Like, like obviously I get there eventually, but you know, if everybody kind of has that mentality of like, oh, let me just sink a couple more cooldowns into the boss first, and all of a sudden it's really out of control.
Yep. Well, I think we're sitting at a point now where the boss is 35% health left on Dev's team. I don't foresee, even with a wipe, anything going otherwise. So I'm not going to call it just yet, but...
It'd be a positive. Call it, Frank. It's over with. Call it.
What?
I call it. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be...
I want you one time to just admit that it's over.
No,
with.
it's like
trying to be
the
entertaining.
sportscasters. No, but it even goes beyond that. It's like the sportscasters sitting there going, "Well, there's only 2 minutes left in the game, and they're down 30." And then we've
Cut the
seen
feed.
we've seen those things where, and again, very rare, of course, but we've seen those times where a team can come back if. Yeah,
Well,
Mary's
this-
Mary's calling me out on that.
This isn't professional sports. This is a whole boss of a lead. So I think this is. I don't know my sports very well, but
Well,
I think
that's
this is
done.
like.
Definitely.
What
they-
do we say in the raid? We say take the picture, right?
Dev's,
like
Dev's
it's
done.
over.
They got it.
Yep.
We'll go and pull Dev in here and give him the official congratulations.
He gets the
Dev,
microphone.
you are the official winner of Season 1's grand prize of a Yeti World of Warcraft mic. Oh, sorry.
Hell yeah! Thank you very much.
No, you've earned every ounce of it. Your team absolutely trounced. I got to say, we're not done tonight, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. But I just want to get your final thoughts on winning Season 1 and being the victor. And honestly, you'll probably get the first bio page on our website.
Yep.
No, I had a lot of fun. These events have been definitely interesting. Even the Mythic 0 ones have been a change to the game, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So it's been enjoyable to just play every weekend and just try different things within the game, kind of making games within the game.
Yeah, absolutely. How you feel about going to Season 2? You think you can keep your title with the kind of games that you've already seen and maybe some of the ones that will throw your way randomly?
I hope so, and I hope once I get that Sylvanas bow, it just even goes
Oh.
exponentially higher.
Yeah.
Well, I know a lot of people are switching to Hunter. A lot of my friends are switching to Hunter, so there's gonna be a lot of Sylvanas bows, I think.
Well,
Yeah, but-
my understanding is you can also upgrade it. Even if you get the regular, like the normal or heroic version, you can still upgrade it. And my understanding is also it's not necessarily a DPS increase, but it's more of like a utility increase. Is that right?
Well, it's who cares about any of that? It's a cool aesthetic. Like that's the only thing I'd be looking
I
for.
just want to master loot the raid when that drops and just give it to a rogue. That's what I
That'd be so
I
fun.
don't know if you can. Well, I mean, you obviously, I think, can give it
That's
to
what happened
someone.
with the
But
legendary bow in Burning Crusade. So I think it would be two better times.
You got to honor that kind of heritage of the game.
well, all right, we're gonna actually take a quick break, but before we do, Deb, we've got a little surprise for you. Are you ready?
Sounds good. Yeah.
Oh, I can't hear him.
Okay.
Now, I know you can't
One
hear
more
me.
time. Yeah, start again.
Wait, what? No, I paused there for a second because there's a graphic on screen.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And I was about to say, I know you can't hear that, but Dev, we have a little surprise for you, okay?
All
So
right.
here's what we're gonna go on a break, and we're gonna give you 6 or 7 minutes to get ready for it. But
Okay.
as you know, and I think you're actually a part of their guild, we have a couple of players who have really elevated the level of how we compete in the MDL, right? So we have
That's
Cal,
why they're there.
Ahud,
Gotcha.
we have Mary, the Shadow Priest. We have Georgia, who I'm not sure whether it'll be healing on her priest or maybe DPSing, which we also saw amazing DPS from her druid. But we have a last challenge. Now, granted, you are winning that Yeti mic no matter what, so don't stress out.
Cool.
But we have an opportunity for you to build a team, and we'll talk about that in a second. But you are going to go for a final trophy. And there's 2 options available, and I'll have them ready on screen when we come back from break.
Okay.
But the long and short of it is don't go taking that victory lap just yet, because you have one more challenge ahead of you, and I'm really looking forward to it. In fact, Scrap, I think you are also going to be a part of that challenge. Is that right?
Yeah, I think I am, and I'm sorry in advance.
Well, we'll see how that goes when they get to that.
I don't know if I'm in gamer mode right now, so they're just gonna have to deal with me. So
Well, fair enough. Okay, so
What are we running? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that part.
He hasn't heard any of this. Garen, by the way, doesn't have a clue what's going on. I love
I
it.
explained it to you before, but I did really fast.
Nobody's told me what key they were running.
I don't know yet.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. Again, we will go on ahead and take a break as we wait for the other team to finish, and Dev has to build their team. But I'm looking forward to this final challenge. And like I said, we'll have a picture of those trophies as we come back from break. All right? We'll see everyone. We'll see everyone soon. And we are back. Hello, everyone. I've got a lot of people in chat here, so I'm just going to say, hold on one second, but I just want to say there's also a reason why Scrap is not on stream right now. So you have me and Garen right now. But Scrap, you're still in the channel.
Yeah, I'm still listening. I'm still talking.
Yep. Yeah. All right, so let's go in and recap real quick. And in fact, I like the promo so much, I'm going to put it up one more time. I know you guys can't hear it. I'm sorry, but I'm going to put it up again. We have a new challenge for Dev, who is our Season 1 winner, and that challenge is going to consist of Cal, Mary, and Georgia, including Scrap, and we've thrown them a little curveball. We're going to include Flux on their team as well. I'm sorry, Mary, Georgia, and Cal. It has to be a little chaotic for y'all. But the goal is Dev is going to take on you with his, and he doesn't even want to redraft the team. He just wants to keep it as is. We're just going to have Sil switch to maybe another DPS. If not, Shawnee Boy would be more than happy to do so. But the challenge has been thrown, and this is really a chance for the three of you, including Scrap and Flux, to prove that you guys are the best. You ready for that challenge?
Oh, for who?
well, for Cal, Georgia, and Mary, which I don't.
Oh, are they in here?
Yeah, they're in here.
We need the hunter.
Yeah, I know you need the hunter, and I know. Oh, are you talking about Haywire?
They don't get the hunter. They're trying to do some cheap stuff. So
Well, I want the lust.
I was born ready.
Yeah, Georgia, I think you're going to get very competitive here. I saw you. You definitely were chatting it up, and Mary, you too were chatting it up in the stream.
Fucking pissed.
Look, we gotta make it kind of fair, right?
Wait, but here's the thing, right? It's supposed to be like a challenge thing, right? You're not supposed to kind of like throw a handicap on us. Like, and I know that sounds mean, but it's like the point is we're supposed to be like a decked out.
What do you, Scrap? What do you say?
I think you guys are still gonna crush.
Well, you're part of that team.
I think again.
I mean, I think we're still gonna crush.
If this is what you guys told Mary, and the idea was it is a challenge, then giving them a handicap is not fair, and it's a bad idea.
Okay.
I would much rather see Mary and Georgia both just buried in the dirt and lose this. But if that was what was told, then
fair enough.
We're gonna have to give.
Whoa, hang on. Where's this animosity from?
Yeah, he's got animosity for everybody.
I think that Garen just wants to use handicapped as much as he can because he loves gamer words.
I think that's true. I think you're underselling your team, Mary. I think we're still going to demolish Lithian. I don't think has ever taken 15.
To be like the thing is,
Go
like
for it.
the three of us, like we are all quite capable, but only one of us is a DPS, and ultimately it's DPS that finishes the key.
Capable, though.
Frank wanted to send us in with only the 4 of us, so.
That would have been worse,
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah,
yeah.
we'd have definitely lost that one. I can tell you that.
I think you're underselling.
Now, I want to make sure I understand this correct as we get everything ready, but we are running Plaguefall today. Is that right?
Plaguefall
Right.
15.
Yep, and that is an increased challenge because I don't think Lithian's done a Plaguefall 15 either.
No, he hasn't.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna be fine, you guys. I think we're gonna be fine.
See, that's just even a little bit more upsetting if we're supposed to like semi-pick the team, right?
Mary, I promise you, Mary, when we get into, because I know you're chomping at the bits to be doing 18s, 19s, maybe even 20s, right? I promise you, we are trying to put that run together. I had a little bit of a hiccup that we got slowed down with. Look, Scrap, go grab some drums, right? You got those.
I have 10.
Yeah. So we got drums. So you should have that extra bit, maybe not entirely extra bit, but I do believe, honestly, you guys are gonna handily take this. And Garen, what's your take? You think they're gonna win it?
I don't know at this point. With no offense, Flux, like we're boys. But
At least we're men. But go on.
that's not what I mean.
Boys.
Like boys, with a Z at the end, IZ at the end.
Okay.
I think this kind of throws a wrench in the whole challenge thing, I think, but we'll see. I think Scrap's a very capable DPS, so she'll definitely pull her weight. Flux just needs to stay alive.
Yeah, all you gotta do is stay alive, and we're gonna be fine.
Well, counterpoint. I brought 2 feasts for everybody. So
Oh, you have some feasts right now?
yeah.
Okay, cool. That's great. Let's go. You can send
Now-
complaints to HR.
Is Flux in y'all's group yet, or has that not been put together yet? What's going on?
I'm
Yes,
here.
he is.
So we're just
Rebecca's
missing
not in the
Scrap.
group because she's dropping the key.
Oh, that's okay.
Scrap's in the group as well.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right, so
That's
we're almost
together.
ready to go then. This is
Y'all
great.
summoned me because I was in Stormwind.
Getting those drums she said she had.
I said I was getting them. Focus.
All right. And Dev, we still got you in here. We haven't had a chance to, like, you know, you've been listening to these guys talk about how they're going to be, you know, kept back and you know, put a crutch on them. But what do you think,
Frank, you
Dev?
said you were gonna go over the prizes also.
I know. Oh, you're right.
Actually,
Sorry.
Oh, and on top of that question, do these guys complain that much? Because like Mary is just like already just whining away, so I'm kind of worried. Is this how it
Bro,
goes?
what do you mean? Like, I'm saying it was supposed to be a certain way, and you're giving us someone that's done 250.
Don't say you guys. Not me.
Don't worry
What
about it.
the
Don't worry about
hell?
it. I got
Hold
it.
on, Mary.
I
Hold on,
got it.
Mary. I just want to correct a specific issue. I got carried through those 250.
We love you, dude.
And you're about to get carried to a third.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And-
I love it.
And I want to thank you all in advance.
I
All right.
do appreciate Kel, who is always just. I always think I'm the most chill person in the community, but this man is a saint compared to.
Hal's so relaxed. Yeah.
I'm putting on the stream right now the 2 trophies. So I have the one that if they lose, and I'm gonna put trophy 2. The one if they lose is a baby. The one if they win, let me check. Nope, got wrong one. The one if they win is a goat for being the greatest of all time, right?
Yep,
Now,
goat.
Scrap, we got to ask if you know, Cal and team win, do they get the goat trophy as well?
Sure, why not? They're really cheap, you guys.
Yeah, they are. Like, they're like 5 inches tall.
I hope it does say your engraving goes here. You don't have any names on them.
For yours, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Everyone else is gonna say, you know, way to shit the bed or whatever. But all right. Now that being said, Dev, what are you thinking? Like, you feeling confident about this? I mean, you've seen you're in the same rate or guild as the other 3, right?
This will be interesting. Yes, yes, I am.
Okay. All right, and do you think you can bring enough DPS to pump and maybe even have Lithian make some pulls that Cal would?
We could definitely try.
Okay.
It'll be interesting, that's for sure.
Very cool. Well, I don't see any reason, and unless anyone else has anything else to say.
I do. Dev,
Okay.
I want you to tell Lithian that for one game, he actually needs to go into like total gamer mode. No more chill thing that he's trying to play. He has to.
There's
ramp
a
it up.
goat on the line here.
I got it on the line.
I know, and he needs to realize that. Like, he's got to give it all. He
We're
can't
gonna do the bigger pulls.
go with
Yeah.
the flow.
I'm going to make a prediction, though, that a question of now, does Mary, Cal, Georgia, Scrap, and Flux, maybe even +2 or +3 this, if they really, like, Cal, I think is going to get aggressive here. Do you agree, Cal?
I'm really confident.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Bag space, Georgia.
Yeah, I know.
All right, well, I'm going to move everyone into groups so that you guys can get ready. So here, we're going to start with,
And
what's that?
we're gonna go back to our own voice group.
Yep, so I'm moving you guys
Sounds
right
good.
now. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Dev, your chat group is... Oh, no, they're okay. All right, I'm going to move you back into your group 2. Oh, no, wait, hold on.
Okay.
No, hold on. Yeah, who's the keys? Remind me. Was it Shawnee?
Mighty, I thought had it, but Mighty's in 1 right now, so we just have to bring him back down.
Okay, hold on. Let me just verify. Mighty, were you the one that had the Plaguefall 15 key?
No,
Okay.
no, I have I don't even know. These
Oh,
are
sorry. Saint Pickle did. My bad.
Oh, that's right. It's Pickle. Yeah. Okay.
Pickle.
Hold on. Get him back in here. All right, Pickle. You have the one that has the 15 Plaguefall key. Is that right?
I have a 14.
What? Hold
I have a
on.
14. Oh.
Scrap. Didn't you say Pickle had a 15 key?
15 Plaguefall, yeah.
No, he's a 14.
Ah, shit. I swear he said 15.
Ask Mary to drop her key real quick one more time.
This was going to be for my KSM, you assholes.
Wait, do you have a 15?
No, I have a 14.
What?
Uh-huh.
I
I
swear
got
you told me you had
excited that we were going to run a 15.
I will get you your
This was
KSM
gonna
after
trigger
this.
me.
Well,
to
all right.
pursue my KSM,
Scrap.
but
Go,
now
let's
you've
drop
ruined
it.
Yep, go get them all set up. All right, so Senior, get ready. They're going to drop it one more time, and then we'll be ready to run. But in case you haven't done this before... Well, by the way, Scrap, or Senior, did anyone tell you what's on the line here?
You did last night.
Oh, that's right. You were you were there when I was making everything. You saw the trophies, though? We have a goat for the winner.
Yeah,
and
we're good.
Perfect. So as they drop that key one more time, and I'm watching them on stream, we'll see. Hopefully that goes quickly, because they have the...
I look forward to my baby.
You don't feel confident?
You've got to destroy these people. I need you, Pickle, to just... You and Lithia need to come together and...
Okay,
you
so
know,
answer me
I
this,
like
Darren.
Hell. Yeah, go ahead.
Are you confident?
Not at freaking
Would
all.
you be willing to put down stake and Joella's on this?
No, I wouldn't. But not normally, but
Okay, so it doesn't sound like
have
you're
flux.
confident that we're gonna
Hold
win
on.
at all.
So make me confident. Show me within the first pull that you guys are capable of this to where I could be like, yeah, I wouldn't put Joella's down on this, but I would put some nasty place like Popeye's down on it. So do that, and yeah, I'll be more confident in you. Just do big pulls and do well.
Scrap, what's going on?
You know full well we will not be doing big pulls.
Dropped the key apparently.
You what?
She already dropped the key.
To 14?
Yep.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. All right, you ready to go then? I'll get Mary in here. All right.
Look, I'm full rage.
Cool. All right, Mary, are you ready to start the key?
I suppose so.
Senior, are you ready to start the key?
Very confident there.
Garen, again, just so you guys, in case you've never done this before, Garen will count down to either 0 or go. He's been changing it up all week. But once you hear that, you can hit the start button, whatever it's called.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Garen, it's all yours.
Oh.
All right, everybody, have fun, make this entertaining, and do your best. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Dedicate
1,
this run to BTS.
0, go.
All right, here we go. Garen, maybe you were withholding how you felt really, but I'm curious to see what you have to say about this run here.
I've already said everything I need to say. I think it's right. They expected to go in this. Originally, you were gonna say gather 5 people and give it a go, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, we were gonna. There was a lot of like things. Obviously, keys are making things a little more challenging, but yeah, that was the idea.
Yeah, so I'm sure for her, she was just sitting back, and I think I'm learning some people. I think there's some people that like to win all the time. I'm getting that vibe. Like I said, Cal seems super chill compared to some of his other
She is all about that win, and I can definitely see. Yeah, I can definitely see her wanting to make sure that she. I mean, honestly, they were really proud of the work they did in Frank vs. Garen 2. And I think they've been really chomping at the bits to get a more competitive run going. And again, I know, we definitely will.
We just need some certain people who have been saying that they want to run as well. We need those people to show up and give it a go.
Yeah.
So if they do, we'll have some good teams going. But new season, who knows what it'll bring? Maybe we'll have some returning players that will see this and want to give it a go, and maybe they quit before we even started, and might have a new incentive to join us here.
Now, I want to call out, I actually think Dev and team are on a little bit of a lead here right now.
Possible. I mean, I've given them Pickle the incentive and the drive to really prove me right and get the W, because I would love that. I would really love that.
Yeah. I mean, actually, I'm trying to look here. So maybe I'm misjudging this. No, they made maybe even an extra pull. I don't know. This is tough because I could have sworn they were on a different pull, or maybe Sanguine just I don't know. I say that knowing full and well that now Cal team and team have now taken a lead back, and they're actually not even having trouble because there's some.
I don't expect Pickle's team, or I'm sorry, Dev's team to stand a chance. It's just not happening. I hate being negative. I know we don't want to call this early to it's a special challenge group. When you have people that are they run as much as they do with each other, you build a bond there, and comfortable with each other. It is what it is. It's.
Let me ask you this: do you think if we, you, me, and Scrap, and let's say Sarah and Shawnee, like they do with Keystone Kindergarten, if we all ran together, what kind of odds would we have on winning?
Oh, terrible! It's way too many. Way too much melee DPS.
Change that part up. I'm just saying, like, the kind of tier players that we would build a pushing group with. What would you think, you, me, and Scrap at least, on that push would look like against these teams?
If we could have if I could have my original team back, with, I forget who it was exactly. It was an elemental shaman. You were there, Scrap.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
That ran with us. I don't even remember.
Haywire usually ran with us.
If we could have those guys, I think we could give them a solid battle.
Yeah. Especially if we had that mindset where we're going. I don't think we'd win, but I think we'd definitely be going.
Put up a fight. I'm not the type of person that wants to get that competitive in that series over a video game. So
I'm switching back to the Mary, Cal, and Georgia team as Flux gets another a Quake going, and they are now on the first Pride. I think Lithium pulled a little extra, which might be part of the plan, but it might also be something that costs them.
I don't know why Az is wishing that I lose. I'm not. I'm not betting anything. I have no winner. I'm not betting on anybody really here. I think we know what's going to happen.
Well, and I
so.
think we're happy that we already have a winner for the season here. So no matter what, Dev is a winner. It's just a question of whether he and the team can maybe pull something together to take an extra moment of pride from this season 1 finale.
I would like to see it because I have a feeling, as you mentioned, apparently Mary and Georgia are just, try hard wannabe winners all the time. I think it would be amazing if the one guild member from them with it's a pug group. Let's just call it.
Yeah.
It's a pug group with a pug group defeated their 3 big guys. Don't wish that on Kel. He's great. I love that man to death. But for the other 2, oh my god. I would.
Well, this is what I don't understand. You call them tryhards, and now you're also talking in the same stream about how you need to get your 20s. What's
the difference? Getting my 20s, and that's an achievement. That's just an achievement in the game. You get a prize for that. You get something from it.
I think, and I've definitely seen the competitive side of Georgia, even in our yeah, okay. The chat's wondering if you seem to envy people who might be a little bit better.
I don't care at all about IO score. Like I said, I set goals for myself. My goal for the next season will be I would like to get the portals. I probably won't. I won't care enough. I'm kind of getting to that point to where loving this Burning Crusade stuff. So that's what I'm going to focus on. But I set goals for myself. I hit those goals. If I do it, then I'm done. But if we want to set a goal, like I want to be the most competitive, I want to win every single MDL game.
Yeah.
We could do that, and you guys would just. I don't think you would like what you see.
Well, they've got the first boss down. We're going to switch back to the other team as I see. Oh, they're kiting the Pride. I guess Lithian maybe took a drop there. We just saw Shawnee die. And, Existential's keeping most people up. Oh. And, of course, we just saw Dev take a Pride to the face.
That was bad timing. But, hey, that was a great visual. I mean, it was right on the money there, coming right to the camera. So that's fun to see.
Well, and I think if we're going to make an argument here, obviously with the chat probably agreeing with us, and I see right now someone saying Georgia's officially the best healer around. I think that was something that Auntie said last night when Georgia was pulling Auntie out of trouble constantly as he was trying to get his KSM. But anyways, point was, what's that?
Get his KSM?
He has I think one more. He just had to go at that point. Oh, here, let me turn off the scorecard. Or scoreboard. We don't need that right now. Boom. But yeah, they were doing, I think, Theater of Pain or something, and I mean, just Georgia was doing some seriously cool things to help stop the pain points that anyone else that's running a dungeon for 15 or Keystone Master would be making small mistakes, but
I think that's just the abilities that certain classes have. That's just my
chat.
opinion on
I'm
it.
sorry. I don't know why Garen always has to have something like that to say.
We're giving somebody credit for using an ability that they have.
You're gonna give someone credit maybe for doing 18s and 19s.
If that's okay, I think our greatest play of the week is Scrap Claw heroic leaping to save herself from the Denetrius kill. So good for her. Sorry, go on with what you were saying. I apologize.
Anyways, I think my point was going to get is if Dev and team are going to win this, which I think they've already put themselves in the positions where we're in trouble. But every pull has to be clean, and we cannot afford. In fact, yeah, like they already got in their Pride, so they're what percent right now? Like,
no, I don't. Ready?
I can't see it, but I want to say it's like 34% already or something, which is going to be a problem because they don't have Pride for this boss. Now, granted, it's not tyrannical, and they have heroism, but still. That's the difference between burning this boss in 50 seconds versus burning it in 1:40. And as we saw, we've even seen some losses today that 20 seconds could have mattered. Maybe not on the second game.
Yeah. No, we're looking at we'll see how they do on this. Again, it's not fortified, so I think they're safe here. It's just you're right. They're going to have to keep it clean. I would like to see them get within like maybe 3 minutes of the other team's time, but I don't know if it'll get that far.
Well, and I'm gonna switch back to the other team here in a second, but we've got here's the slime. It's out. It's probably trapped. There's 30 some odd % left, but we have some healing coming from these blobs. This is already a little chaotic, even for a boss that isn't on tyrannical. I would think this should be dead by now.
I think I would agree with you. They've used heroism, haven't they? So they should definitely have already taken this guy down. I don't know. Maybe fatigue's kicking in. To be fair to their team, they have run pluses already, and that's something I don't think we've brought up. Is that we're bragging on this other team about how good they are. We're not even taking into consideration that they've just been relaxed. They've had chance to see what they're up against. They've got the read DPS meters and see if they can predict if they're going to be better overall on numbers and whatever else. They've had that advantage as well. So it's not just being higher players. It's having the advantage of not running multiple dungeons and whatnot.
Well, they got it down. We'll go and switch back to the other team real quick. Oh. What? Am I doing the right? Sorry. I want to make sure I'm on the right one. Yeah, there we are. Okay, cool. We got the other team who's already had their second prideful. They're clearing some trash now. I've seen Flux take some what would be killing blows, except for the fact that he's Night Phase, so he's going to be able to survive it if the healer can keep him up. But
I'm sure right there, I don't know if you had seen that, but I'm sure Scrap was yelling, "I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm dead, help!" And as she was at 5% of health for a few minutes.
Yeah, well, that's why we have a bot me emoji for her, because that's always the panic mode she goes
She's probably
into.
calling for it and doesn't even know that nobody can give it to her.
I wonder if Scrap's going to get so confident after she runs with these three, whether she's going to just leave us behind and start running with Georgia and all them. Oh, they pull a tentacle. Let's see how they handle this. Because if they kill this mob on top of it, it's also going to have maybe Sanguine underneath it, and you can't move that tentacle. They should definitely be careful here.
Health bars are looking pretty low.
Well,
I think they're going to be okay, obviously, but it's crazy to see them.
Scrap jumped out. Cal died. Okay, first death of the run for them, but that was kind of by design because Cal had to sit in the poison to tank, since the Sanguine was behind him. And oh, they accidentally. Okay, they just I think raised right there. They had to pull this next tentacle. I'm curious to see how Cal adapts here. This is the one thing that I don't always do well, as you saw maybe when we did Frank versus Garen, and I had the Halls of Atonement like kind of meltdown. Is you pull extra stuff, how quickly can you adapt? Do you memorize the percentages and stuff like that? So I'm curious to see how he handles that.
I don't know. I think they're going to be okay. I think this goes back to routes and whatnot. Plaguefall's tricky because of the last part, but overall, does Prideful really matter on the final boss in this place on Fortified Week? I don't think it would make that big of a difference.
No, I do. I definitely think there's some wasted pride, but of course it always helps.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, look at it from your perspective as the healer. You have the whatever rain, noxious rain.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm a Ret Paladin now. So
is that your main now?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Ret Pally next.
Really?
People don't appreciate LeBron James much, and he just decides to hang it up and put on another jersey. And I think DPS is my calling. We've seen it last night. I've probably logged under 5 hours of Ret, and I was top.
I will give you credit where it's due. You definitely play the game well, right? You were doing Ret in our raid, and immediately we're taking the top spot. I think, if not close.
Yeah, good players are envious of me, as the guy I would say.
Your humility is on a level that is.
I'm just having fun. I'm just taking the piss. These dudes.
Don't take the piss out of me, dude. But anyways, the point was that I could definitely see you do that. But now if we're gonna push these 20s, who do you feel replaces you in that M+ spot for healing?
That's the problem that we've run into when you get so comfortable running with people. You're used to them. You pug a lot, so you know a lot more people than I do. I have stuck with, and I actually am disappointed slightly with myself for doing this. I actually like to branch out. It's very rare that I stick around with the same group of people for so long. I like to branch out, meet new people, and all that fun. This season, I've stayed with Scrap, you, and a couple others, and I have not met a lot of other healers. Not even on my rogue when I was giving that a shot. It's always been
sloppy right here.
Yeah, it is. So I don't know. If I go Ret, I'm gonna have to find a suitable replacement. But I think I know a man that has like 4 healers, and he's been doing a lot of healing lately. So
and is this someone we know? Is this someone the community might know?
This might be somebody that's talking to me right now, and because he plays 1 tank, 1 mage, and like
you want me to heal?
I don't know. You seem to be into it lately. It's like you got that healing bug.
No, it's just because Ariosto and Frankenberry are kind of capped at 226 gear. I just, it's going to be more fun to push myself in a different challenge.
I think, I agree with that. But at the same time, why is it that, you're on your protection paladin, you have your arcade mage, which, very well on. But then everything else, there's no duplicates. It's all healers. It's a restoration shaman, the monk healer for some freaking reason.
Well, no, he's a tank. He's a tank, but I might go healing
okay.
because I think fist weaving would be fun.
We'll work on it later. I might go ret. I'm trying to work for, I always think of the group first, and I think of my friends and how they're feeling, and I wouldn't want to hinder anybody by adding an additional melee to the group. So if I'm already healing and in melee and doing 2 roles at once very well, then adding another melee might be troublesome. I think we have to go with ranged DPS. So I'll probably heal, but we'll see.
Well, we're on to the second boss of Plaguefall with Group 1, the Calamari and Georgia super team. Now, back to the point we were having, though. Like, the reason why, and so we did the Raider IO Season 1 recap, right? And, like, most people were, I think they had 100 or 200 runs. I did almost 400 Mythic runs this season. And I did it with over 1,075 people, right? And that's not including
Where do you
anything
see
with
that? I'm sorry, I didn't look at all that.
So if you go to RaiderIdo.com and log in, you have to log in. There's a page that you can do a Season 1 recap. And I think Scrap is the one I've run the most with, but it was at 70 runs, which is only not even a fourth of my runs. The reason why I tank and the reason why I love tanking is because, 1, I expect I have to pug quite a bit, but 2, I do it because it puts me in a position to know what I can control in the dungeon, which obviously a lot of it's pulls. But even as a pally, which of course I talked about earlier, I'm disappointed to hear that they're not really ranking pallies that high. But I love it because I have so much control over making sure all the interrupts happen, making sure that the stuns happen, making sure that I can bubble people and Blessing of Sacrifice and whatever it is, or even Blessing of Freedom. Like all that utility kit, I just absolutely love having. And I tried playing a Death Knight because I love the idea of grip, and it wasn't even close to everything else that was missing from that utility. So I kind of got depressed and switched back to my pally.
Well, why are we? I'm curious. Why are we ranking paladins last place now? I know that
on tanking. Now, granted,
yeah, I know that. But why suddenly are they bad? I mean, they're still going to bring the same utility that they already bring. So what's scaling them? What's putting them on lower tier when they have the same tools?
It's okay. So, and in fairness, this is Dratnos' opinion. I'm sure that I would argue otherwise, right? Huh?
Who's that?
Dratnos is the guy that one, he does the Raider IO weekly Mythic Plus routing, right? What?
Just another.
No, he also is a significant host, if not, I would say maybe the host of no, probably not the host, but he is one of the main hosts of the MDI, right? The Mythic Dungeon Invitational. I would argue he is extremely knowledgeable on not only routing, but he has a close connection with probably a lot of the players too. But anyways, point is this. He does make the argument that all tanks are very close with one another. In fact, I think he labels in M+, Guardian and Havoc, or not Vengeance, Guardian and Vengeance, the Demon Hunter and the Druid as the top, with Prot Warrior and Brewmaster. No, there's one missing. Who am I thinking? So Prot Warrior and Death Knight as very close to those, and then he puts Brewmaster right at the B tier, at the top of it though, and Pally a couple shots down. The point he makes is it's not about 15s. It's not about, obviously he had a really good point on pugging the Paladins. They have such a utility that they're really the best pug tank. But he was pointing out, like, if you're going to run 20s, like I know you want to run, they're just a little too squishy. They have a little too little downtime.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, and I don't ever experience that because to me, the damage I'm taking is still the damage I'm taking. And I also think if I'm doing my job correctly, I know when to use my Word of Glory to top myself back up. But at the same time, if I'm, as we talked about earlier today when we're doing Spires of Ascension on that first boss, and she does the overhead smash, there have been times where I've died because of it, and not to any fault of other than just being squishy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in that case, if we're going by that, then yeah, I can see that. Paladin tanks are a little. And it's not just you. I've run with a couple other Paladin. I run with Sarah a lot. Obviously, she's I think the third on my list, but I still think Death Knights are super squishy as well. And the reason that I rank those last, in my opinion, is because I'm not familiar with healing them. I'm not comfortable with healing them because you have to rely. I feel like as a healer, I have to be able to rely on that I know what my tank is going to do. And with Blood Death Knights, I worry sometimes that they sometimes risk how much damage they can take, and they risk sacrifice or missing maybe like a what is it, Death Strike that heals them back.
Yeah.
So it's like it's watching a ping pong ball.
Yep.
And you can never, as a healer, and especially with AOE mechanics and all of that, you have to worry about when should I heal the tank. And with those guys, it's just so unpredictable.
It's a very, and for those who don't know tanking, Blood Death Knight, they don't have shield blocks. They have anti-magic stuff. So like, you know, of course, they're anti-magic shell and zone, which does make them very popular anyways. But they are reactive tanking. They don't put their shield up before the hit. They use Death Strike, as you said, after the hit. And I think that's why you probably don't, especially with pugs, you don't like it. If there's a good Death Knight, like they know when to use it. They keep their runic power up, which is what I struggled with when I was tanking it. I would be spending it just because I'm like, oh, I'm not hitting a spell, I have to hit something, and then I Death Strike wastefully.
Right.
But I think if you have the person who knows what they're doing properly, then they could definitely be a power player, especially with some of their utility, like, for example, Sanguine this week, being able to death grip things out of it could really save you 20 seconds if you're not careful.
Ring of Peace with monks as well. It's great.
Well, but Ring of Peace is more of a, like, it's a skill base, not so much as just a push button and win. And because of that, you could accidentally Ring of Peace something into a worse position, Whereas Death Grip, you're always going to get it right.
That is true, and I guess that's one thing. Warriors don't have anything like that, do they? Or did I'm getting my classes confused? But I thought another class had something that knocks everything back. Is that Dragon's Breath, maybe? Or Dragon's Breath?
No. So Ring of Peace, obviously for the monk, and then I know druids. I don't know if they have it. I don't know druids at all. I'll be honest. Like I've leveled a druid and I just played balance and that was it. But they have that Typhoon that we've seen Flux use tonight, and obviously that can push things. You also have that kind of stuff with even priests, though, and I've done that as a priest sometimes, and I made things definitely far worse. We're watching the Cal team here take on the third boss as the dev team takes on the second boss. They're almost finished with it, but still, this is starting to get to a point where, only 12% more trash to go, and I think Cal cleaned up the extra pull of that tentacle, no problem. It might be a little too late.
Yeah, I would say so. And again,
Why did Flux get into that?
I'm going to be the optimistic one. I'm gonna put on the glasses here and say it's not over. They Scrap and Flux could get hit by tentacles.
Yeah, we could see a real.
Yeah, they could wipe the air 3 or 4 times. You just can't predict it. It's too early to call it. So
especially with quaking. Because if you're sitting in that line where everyone has to be in between tentacles or whatever, and then quaking happens, and Scrap panics and Flux just doesn't care, I guess. We've had it where you and I were running, I think maybe an 18 or 17 Plaguefall, and you said at the start, "There's no way we're timing this." We were going in with like 10 minutes to go on that final boss. Now, granted, it was a tyrannical week, but that Noxious Rain, and then of course just one person every pull was getting hit by the tentacle for whatever silly reason.
Yeah, that was a great run. That was like our first 18. I'm not going to call any Beast Master Hunters out that have rock in their name, but yeah, they are still great at eating apples. And unfortunately, we didn't time that key, and it was really close. And still,
you were not confident, then you were extremely confident, and then we were just depressed.
Exactly.
Oh, hold on, Dev's team, did they wipe? What happened?
Like they did wipe,
and they're running all the way back. It's
game over for Dev. His dreams are crushed, and so are mine. But that's okay. That happens often with these groups.
Wow.
I have 559 keys people that I ran with, and you had 1,000 something.
Yeah, almost 1,100.
My goodness, man. Out of all of those, how many do you actually remember?
Well, in fairness, you, Scrap, Sarah, and everyone else that's now been a part of this community. We have 100 people in this community alone, and I've probably run with almost every one of them.
I'm not that friendly. How many did you have a Scrap? 80 something?
77, I think. You and I were at 70.
61.
Yeah, you two have definitely been a duo from the get-go. Well, and that's how I met you guys, is you, Scrap, and Sarah were trying to do a Plaguefall 15. I had already done it, and of course I was on Frank at the time. Dev's checking his vault.
We failed the key, I think, and it's just me and Scrap and Sarah's great personalities. We lock people in. And next thing you know, here we are.
Well, I was offering Sarah. I was like, "Hey, Sarah, I'm my main's a tank. I can show you how to tank this if you'd like one day." But what happened was that obviously she's only a tank, So she never actually got to see it. It was you, me, and Scrap that went up and decided to go in and do Plaguefall 15. We got our KSM, and then Scrap was like, or Sarah was like, "What the heck, man?" So we ended up having to go back on Frank, and she definitely cleaned it up a lot better the second go round.
Yeah, she is. I'm really glad Sarah got her Keystone Master. I'm glad that she didn't just call in the towel. And that goes for a lot of other people. I know Rox, again, he had ended up pugging his, and I gotta say, it's the power of the pug. A lot of people just have this strong opinion that pugging sucks, and it's just not true. Like, you meet a lot of great players, and that's something I wanted to touch on. I don't know how many people see it. I've seen this it's getting posted on like Wowhead, MMO champs, and Discord. It's like some group about the evolution of World of Warcraft, where it starts with one guy meeting some elf in Elwyn Forest, and they stuck together the whole game, and then they beat their guild. They start all disappearing one by one, and then he's like, and the guy left. It's like, whose fault is that? Like, they've introduced these systems to where you can meet more people every day, and you can always meet somebody new. Our community is a perfect example of that. So if you're somebody who's like on the fence about quitting World of Warcraft because your friends are leaving, just meet new friends. It's easy. If you enjoy the game, still make an effort to meet new people to play with. They're always going to be there. Nobody's going to fully ever leave this game.
What did Flux just do? What? I mean, I've been playing this game since day one. I was on the beta for vanilla. Oh god, this is it. He's gonna get hit. Whew. Like I told you, Crazy K has been with me since Burning Crusade, and Technique's been with me. I mean, granted, me and Technique know each other in like personal or real life, but he and I have been playing together since Cataclysm. There's definitely some people that have come along the way, and I even have people probably from like my first week of playing that are still my friends list that I talk to once in a while. But as we kind of come to a wrap on this season 1, I just wanted to ask you, what are some of your favorite moments, as we go into get ready for season 2?
My favorite moments of the season?
Mm-hmm.
I guess, here's another one. I've always hated being a healer. I've always thought that was.
You're good at it though.
I've always thought it was a role for another person, not for me, because I've always played tanks or DPS, and I don't know why I just got hooked to Holy Paladin at the very tail end.
Maybe because it felt like a DPS healer.
It felt like it feels like the only unique role in the game, and people don't understand when I say that. They just don't get it because they don't try it. But I think Holy Paladin is the only unique role in this game. Everything else is just cookie cutter tank DPS healer. I think Holy Paladin and Monk, to give them credit coming up, is
not Discipline Priest.
Nobody cares about priests. I think Holy Paladin and Monk are the two unique classes of the game, and I've really enjoyed that. So I think that would be my top, is to try something that I would have shoved off. Like, I started BC as a protection paladin. I got so pissy at my guild for making me heal like the lurker below for a week, and it's like, never doing this again. And here I am, a decade later or longer, playing a Holy Paladin and loving Warcraft more than I ever have before.
Was this your first KSM?
Yeah, I didn't really play in MOB. Didn't really play in any of the expansions that launched like the challenge modes or anything like that. I got serious. Yeah, I got serious about it at the end of BFA, like the very end of BFA, and sucked so bad because I didn't know anything about like mouse over macros and all of that.
Yeah.
So once I learned it and got comfortable with it and took advantage of the macros and stuff, it's like, all right, now we're good to go.
Well, I've given the win to Cal, Mary, and Georgia. No offense to Scrap, but I think she was just there to maybe slow them down a little bit, and Flux definitely. Let's go and jump in the box with them and have a chat with them.
Oh, shit. I thought...
Oh,
sorry.
swearing on stream the second we walk into the...
We did a 15 by accident also.
Okay, Mary, I'm going to ask you this. I think you knew that, and you just wanted to keep the challenge up. Is that...
No, I misunderstood because she
No,
said she
all of us thought we were supposed to be doing a 15.
Sorry,
like
Frank,
we were both doing 15.
I'll take my bad because she said she dropped it already, and I thought she dropped it to a 14 already. I miscommunicated. Why, did they beat us?
No, that wasn't even close.
Okay, that's what I thought. Everybody here is making me so nervous, bro.
Oh, no. You guys
you
handedly
have no
won.
Where are they now?
They are currently walking their way to the third boss.
Hey, what was my DPS? Because I have recount.
They're on their way to the third boss. Your DPS is 5k.
Okay, 5k, Frank.
Oops, I accidentally let that go again. Jeez, I gotta remember these things. So as this disappears here in a second, I gotta wait for the transition to go. I gotta say, obviously, Cal, Mary, Georgia, you guys, I'm really looking forward to seeing you get a true competition out of you. because I know you're chomping at the bits to really show what you're capable of. And I'm sorry that we couldn't do it this week as we had originally planned, but I do really appreciate you coming in and giving Dev a run for his money to see if he is not only the season 1 victor, but also could take out the, as Scrap put it last night, the boss of the game, which is Cal, Georgia, and Mary. So I do appreciate y'all.
The boss of the boss of the game wearing 2 boots, one on each foot.
Exactly.
I love that. Hey, hold on. Wait a second.
I mean, last night we were told that you were our boot. That's what you said. I'm pretty sure that's your own words.
That is, I
You
think,
guys are so intimidating. I thought I was gonna freak out, but I think I was kind of.
No, you did fine. You did fine. 5K is
Well,
respect.
Little did you know you had 3 boots, because I'm 2 boots myself.
You're 2 boots. I love it.
So we have our designated
One boot
trophies.
from Monster Gamer. I'm not going to say the next word in that sentence.
Yeah, careful. No gamer words.
Because I know you guys don't want any no words on stream.
Yeah.
Well, that was thrown out the window. The second Scrap just yelled the S word.
Oh, what's the
Our
S
monster,
word?
our monster gamer, our monster gamer PPs.
You only won because we let you. We lagged. We're like friggin', I don't know, phased.
We actually did
you
a 15.
cheated. No, I don't care. I'm trying to come up with all the excuses every other team uses for when they lose.
You're gonna need your own for next week, buddy. So don't wear them out now.
I'm not even worried about it. If I can't beat America, I'm just gonna uninstall the game.
Oh, fuck! I don't have my
language.
Oh my god!
If we can't beat America, there's no point in playing WoW.
I need to learn what the gamer words are because I'm not clear on them.
I think the F word is one of them.
Am I centered?
It's the 7
Yes.
the 7 unbroadcastable words.
Shit.
That's
That's
one of them. Yeah, that's one.
Yeah,
George
George
Carlin did a whole
stand up.
team.
Cock, crap, tits.
No, Georgia.
Motherfucker. A dick, I think.
Dick.
It's the
That's
big,
not
the
even
big
that
C word. The big angry C word. That's the big
Thank
one.
God
This
I
is the
put
big
not
one in the
safe for work
UK.
on
Well,
this.
you're from the UK. You're allowed to say it.
Oh, it's cunt.
Yeah.
We're moving. Just because you give it to the 15, I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my bad. I miscommunicated.
Scrap. Hold on. I'm gonna let them fight it out. Let's go into the press box and kind of put a big bow on this and send off season 1. And we also got to talk about next week's run, which I believe a couple of these people are also signed up for.
Yeah, screw Darren.
Hang on. Do we get to gloat?
You also get a
can if we
trophy.
want, bro.
All right, George is gonna gloat. Everybody be quiet.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, Cal, if you want to gloat
I
about beating
don't-
some
I don't-
people that
I mean-
can't even do 15s, and that makes you feel better.
Rebecca's the gloater, not me. I'll leave
All
it
right,
to her.
designated gloater. Go ahead, Mary. Let's hear it.
Go, come on, Mary, bring
Deb
it.
was talking shit about beating us, and I would actually. And you were saying something about you let us win.
Definitely.
Okay, I would.
You're
believe-
welcome for that charity.
Yeah,
I would believe that if one of you could have managed to have procced up to 17k DPS on the first boss, and then overall did 13k DPS on it.
Pump it up.
Did that happen?
Oh, you know what? I guess
Anybody can roll a class that can do 17k.
I'm
Yeah,
literally
right?
the lowest. I'm not even a meta class, and I have
Oh
to be 3
my
different.
gosh. What's your class anyway?
All right, let's
Shadow
leave them to fight it out. Let's
You're
go.
not even.
Scrap.
You
Let's go.
can't be a
Shadow
class.
Single.
You're not.
All right.
Wow.
So, as we wrap up season 1, and we actually have a what we're calling
too
some.
passionate about numbers, and I don't get it.
No kidding.
I've already asked Garen Scrap, but I wanted to ask you what your favorite moment of season 1 was.
Oh, that's so hard. Probably the Connect 4 one that we filmed, where Cal's team was just slamming through the dungeon.
And then just...
Yeah, to try to get 2 at once, and Zari just swept in with that badass Connect 4 strategy. It was like that's the one I brag about when I'm trying to pitch the MDL to people because it was so fun to watch.
If I remember correctly, it was Georgia who was making the picks for the team, right?
Yeah, Georgia was making the picks,
Oh.
but Zari had been practicing Connect 4 on her phone for like a week, so it was definitely a lot of fun.
I gotta say, both my lowest and my highest moment. The lowest being when I did that Halls of Atonement in Frank versus Garen 2, but my highest being redeeming myself. Especially with, I mean, Cal is a phenomenal tank, and
he's so good.
I was worried that I was going to lose just to Cal alone, but as Garen will point out, I had some definitely big pumpers, as he is now discounting them immediately. But anyways, we are ending season 1 today. We do have
Wait, what's Garen's moment?
Oh yeah, Garen, remind everyone what your moment is.
I said playing playing a role that I normally wouldn't play, but as a runner up to that, I think what the most important thing was is I've met some great people this
Mhm.
tier. So, I appreciate everybody sticking around and us getting our Keystone Masters together. It's been great.
While we're talking about that, just in case anyone does want to join us, remember you can join us back at the mythicdungeonleague.com, and on that same website you'll be able to go on ahead and find the links to our Discord. You can find us on Twitter, of course. You can also find us on Twitch itself as you're watching us right now, or maybe on YouTube. But you can also sign up for events there as well. There's a sign up page, and we'll post all the events that we're going to have, not only for this coming week, which we'll talk about the event in a second, but also as Season 2 kicks off. I'm very much looking forward to the new fix. I'm very much looking forward to the new dungeon. We're going to have the raids on there, and of course, we might even invite some people to that raid if things go well. But let's put a bow on Season 1 by talking about the summer special, which, Garen, you talked up with Az last week. Do you mind giving everyone a recap of what next Saturday's episode will be about?
At first I look forward to it. I really did. And it's USA versus Canada. It's gonna be a blowout. I mean, I don't even know who signed up. It doesn't even matter.
A blowout on whose side?
Mine. USA is gonna win.
Okay.
I'm feeling.
As if you're still in chat, here's a chance to speak up.
I hope she's. I'm honestly not even gonna read what she says because it doesn't matter. It's just this is just gonna be a gimme. It's gonna be a free win, and there's nothing else to say. I mean, I hope she's here. I hope she can click her buttons and maybe learn which buttons to click. And what she's going to have to do is realize that maybe there is some mechanics she can heal through, and she can't blame her DPS for being number one all the time.
Wow.
Oh
I
gosh,
genuinely
make every enemy.
think she's going to snap and start
already
Mythic
does
Dungeon League
all the
2 without Garen.
Well, I don't know. I love it when Zari snaps because she goes into gamer mode.
Yeah.
Well, her gamer mode better be parsing in green.
Now,
to keep up.
Now, that being said, though, the reason why we're doing it next week as part of the summer special is on July 1st is Canada Day, and on July 4th, as we all know, is the 4th of July for the United States. So this is a moment of national pride on multiple levels, not just the WoW level, right?
Yep.
It's who has the better day of I don't know if Canada Day is forgive me, Canadians, is not, that's not a day of independence, is it?
I have no idea.
I'm sorry,
Somebody in the chat
Canadians.
correct us.
As we talked with Az and Ashani a couple weeks ago, the American education system is very internally looking, not externally looking.
I'm sorry. I'll just say this. Nobody cares.
Oh my gosh, just trying to rile them up.
It's for all I know, they probably just put syrup in their swimming pools and pat themselves on the back for something, and that's all it's
when
about.
They go back and watch us, they're gonna lose their shit.
I really
Yep,
don't care.
they're probably losing their shit right now.
All right,
that's
final parting words. Scrap, I'll let you go first. What are the final parting words of tonight's run, and then anything else for season 1?
No, I had a lot of fun. You know me, my favorite runs are the gimmick ones, so
Okay.
I'm excited to do a lot more of those. I want to do another Connect 4. I want to do another trivia. Excited for the mega dungeon. We're gonna race
You've
that.
got a good idea for that one too. We'll keep it a surprise for now.
I don't know if maybe at some point we can get enough classic people to race a classic dungeon, maybe later in the season or something. There's a lot of fun stuff on the horizon.
Yep. Karen, what about you?
I'm sorry, what?
Any last parting words? Season 1,
lots.
obviously, we already talked about, but anything from tonight that stood out to you?
I have to give MVP awards. We totally forgot. So, wow. I'm gonna give who won? Silreux team. Well, they're not gonna get anything, so I'm gonna give this award.
I think Silreux deserves something for being the second place.
No, it doesn't. I'm gonna send these. I'm gonna send these last two. I've got hold on. Just because I'm an honorable man and will admit defeat sometimes, even though our record is 1-1. I'm gonna send this to Frank. I'm a winner.
Oh, yes.
So he'll get that, and then Scrap because she is my first place on my Raider IO Dungeon Buddy Award. And
I gotta say,
sorry, go ahead.
150 dungeons. I don't think anybody can beat that.
It's higher than that now.
No, we're a power team, and it's going to keep into the new season, and we'll get KSM again.
I'm so excited
sure.
for my ribbon.
So I'm gonna give her first place.
Yay! I'm so happy. I've been wanting a ribbon, but I haven't been in place to get one.
Well, in fairness, you're a host, so this is like the first
know.
time we get to walk away with something.
But I really, really wanted a ribbon, and I'm so excited.
So I'll send those out. I don't think watching both these runs, nobody was an MVP this week. It was they've already got their prizes.
I'm gonna say Lithian helped carry their team to a clean victory. It could have been chaotic. Obviously, he feels confident with the level, but like there were no major mistakes that I even saw that caused them to get tripped up. Where we even saw someone of Sarah's caliber, where I don't know if it's Flux's fault for backing up into things, but that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna say I think Lithium in my mind was definitely a winner tonight. And of course, Dev, we got to call out the fact that even though we ended up losing to the Cal Mary Georgia Mega Team, clean runs all season. And if I look back at the DKP score, I mean, like, consistency too. Just like usually on a winning team, you always hear. I think Dev definitely has earned the MVP of the season, and of course, winning a Yeti World of Warcraft edition. I'll get that sent out to you, Dev, within the next 24 hours. But again, just to put a bow on everything, really proud of how things have come along for not only the stream but also just in general our community. And I feel like we're only just getting started. Again, mythicdungeonleague.com. Go there. You can sign up for the Discord there. You can sign up for events. You can, of course, join our Twitter, follow us on Twitter. But with that said, I think it's time we put a close on season 1. So signing off for Scrapclaw, Garen, and myself, Frank the Tank, aka Dracker. I wish everyone a happy 4th of July in Canada Day, and we will see you all next Sunday or Saturday for that big summer special. Take care, everyone.
Yep. See ya.